Welcome to our 33rd live weekly Satsang here at the Kriya Yoga School. I'm joined with our Kriya Yoga School member, Veronica. How you doing today, Veronica?
I'm doing great. Very good.
Outstanding. Happy Valentine's Day.
Oh yeah.
Coming
Yeah.
up in 2 days.
Yeah, I went to the grocery store and it's just exploded with flowers. It's just like, yeah, hearts everywhere.
Nice.
You're like, yeah, they're getting ready.
You can never go wrong with love. Love
Yeah.
is in the air every Valentine's Day, so hearts, love, it's all great.
Yeah, lots of flowers.
Lots of flowers, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought I was gonna be late. Everybody was getting off work at the same time. I left and I was like sending you a telepathic message of like if I'm not there 10 minutes before start, and then you were running late. But as soon as I was like sending you that message, like traffic opened up. So I got here half an hour before we started. So yeah,
Oh,
everything works out.
outstanding. Babaji parted the Red
Yeah.
Sea.
Yeah, it was like as soon as I sent that message, it's like everything started moving. It was amazing.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So today, on my windshield, like a pebble from a truck hit it. So this crack has been like spreading across my windshield, and I've been dreading getting it fixed because I thought it was going to be a lot of money. And I called my insurance company, and I'm like, "So is this something you cover?" I'm like, "Yeah, you have comprehensive insurance. It'll be $50." So I got it done today. So, yeah, I was thinking that my life is kind of like there's like cracks in my life that I've been ignoring, and maybe the solution isn't as hard as I thought, and it might be as simple as just replacing my windshield in my life. I don't know if that makes sense, but I was thinking that these problems I think I have, they're not as bad as they are. So, yeah, I don't know. And my sister sent me a text this morning. It was exactly what I needed to hear, and I was just, like, feeling like, I don't know, like, I don't need to worry, just surrender. I don't know, like, I feel like lately I don't even fit into my life, like, my job doesn't, interest me, the work I do, my relationships. I feel like, my interests are changing, like, nothing fits. So, I don't feel like I fit in my life anymore. I don't know if this is I'm having a midlife crisis or if this is what an awakening is supposed to feel like, but I just feel like I just don't fit into what I used to fit. And I've been trying to ignore it. So this is I don't know what your thoughts are on that, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't fit in my old life anymore.
Well, like I always say, every day is a test as a yogi.
Yeah.
Even I go through it also. But in Kriya Yoga, we have the tools of detachment and the different tools we have in our Kriya Yoga school that help us really be anchored in the present moment and help us overcome whatever we're going through. And you begin to realize when you're not attached to any outcome, you kind of step back from the TV and you could kind of see, like, oh, this is nothing. I could overcome this easily. Like,
Yeah.
I begin to realize that too. Like, everything, almost any problem that came up in my life, it became like almost like a joke to me because I was like, oh, this is the best you got? I slept in the Himalayan cave in the freezing cold weather and it was still in a blissful state. Like nothing could bother me now. So this is almost like a joke to dance with. But life would definitely test you out there. It would definitely put cracks in your windshield. It would definitely uh, test your patience, right? But you begin to realize life isn't going to happen the way you want it to happen. It's just going to happen the way it happens. And as long as you have the right mindset and the right disposition, you could overcome anything. And you're not attached to any outcome. You just kind of step back from the TV and kind of laugh at it, like, oh, this is easy. This is light work. This is kindergarten for me. I climbed the heights of the Himalayan mountains. This is
Yeah.
a easy day at work. So once you start not attaching to any outcome, then it kind of is like clouds passing in the sky or water under your bridge. You just kind of let things pass, like, oh, okay, whatever. Okay, well, I guess that's something we're going to have to overcome today. But yeah, it definitely tests you. Even in my case, people think I'm this guru, this yogi, this enlightened being, and stuff don't happen to us, but stuff happens to us also. We just
Yeah.
have more tools to overcome and deal with it. So like we don't really get attached to any outcome or any kind of narrative or story. We just kind of say, okay, that's what we're doing today. Let's do it. I always say I wake up every morning excited to see how Babaji's going to surprise me today, and he almost never lets me down.
Yeah, every
there's,
day's a surprise.
there's always a mountain to climb for sure. Like I told in the other Satsangs, like when we were climbing the Himalayan mountains, we went up the first kind of steep hill in the mountain, and once I got to the top of the mountain, I was like out of breath. I was like, woo, we're here. And all the other yogis looked at me and they said 20 kilometers that way. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
all right, well, let's get to work. So it's a good analogy. Like when you think you've reached your destination, there's a lot more destinations to get to. So as we say here in the Kriya Yoga School, we're always a house under construction. So,
Yeah,
like
there's always a mountain to climb.
there's always a mountain to climb. There's always something to fix on your house under construction. So just put one foot in front of the other and keep going.
Yeah. Well, we've got a couple people online. Suha Kashu, I know I'm saying your name wrong. She says good evening.
Good
And
evenings, Suha, Cashew.
nice.
If you have any
Beautiful.
questions, put them in the YouTube chat, and we'll gladly answer any of your questions.
Namaste,
Who's
Paul.
this? Anton Priceless. You are the best,
Namaste.
Vedagurudev. Thank you for your support, Anton. I appreciate it.
I haven't been so much on your Kriya school. I'll visit later, but I've had a lot on my plate, and I struggle to be consistent or be in a single place. I can feel that.
Yeah, it's okay. Once you get a chance, there's a lot of mini courses on the free Kriya Yoga School. There's we have a very interactive community where all our members are posting a lot of uplifting spiritual videos. So just whenever you get a chance, it's on demand, so you could go at your own pace. Just do what you can. That's the best way. So. If you don't resonate with one class, just go to the ones you resonate with, and just try to be the best Kriya yogi you could be every day. No, it's like I was saying, it's a work in progress. So don't get discouraged. Just put one foot in front of the other. You'll get there.
And then Anton has a question, if you'd like to answer it. He wants to know, where is Chad from Open Your Reality?
So I've talked about this before on our school and the Satsang. I think, in my opinion, like I don't want to speak for Chad, but I think in the new year, he wants to turn the page and start a new chapter in his life. I guess that doesn't include the Open Your Reality channel no more, because I received a lot of emails. Where's Chad? What happened to him? So. Yeah, he's somewhere out there, I guess, but I don't think he's using his Open Your Reality channel anymore. So, but maybe if you want to see where he's at, he might still be on Patreon.
Yeah, I think he's still on Patreon, but you have to pay $10 to see his videos.
So we wish Chad the best. There would be no Kriya Yoga School without Chad, because by me being interviewed on Open Your Reality, he's the one that presented this
Yeah.
school platform to me, and then here we are, almost a year later. So thank you, Chad, for getting us this far. We wish Chad all the best with his whatever he's doing in 2025. So good luck to Chad, wherever he's at, whatever he's doing.
Yeah. Good luck. Wish you the best. How are
And
you, Paul?
Jai Babaji for bringing us all together.
Jai Babaji. Babaji's driving the car. I'm just watching him drive me around.
One more comment from Anton. He says, "Okay, I was worried someone dropped him due to his content. Glad he's okay."
Yeah, I think he's okay. I think it was more his decision. Like he wasn't getting the YouTube numbers that he wanted to, or it wasn't paying him the money that he used to get. So he puts a lot of time and effort in editing all his videos, and I guess he wasn't feeling it was paying off for him, so he just decided to move on and do something else.
He was also worried that that might affect his chances at that school job, that they might
Yeah.
not like that. But
Yeah.
Let's see, Suha, she says, "I'm new to Kriya Yoga, but took Reiki 1, 2, and 3, took Kundalini Awakening with Dr. Morris School 1, 2. So I keep exploring and learning. I'm glad to be here." I'm glad to be here.
We're glad to have you here, Suha. Thanks to Paul, I'm here. He recommended your teachings. I appreciate it. Thank you, Paul, for bringing Suha to our free Kriya Yoga School.
my
Yeah,
pleasure.
so Suha, whatever questions you have, put them in there. If you have questions in the YouTube chat about Kundalini Awakening or anything, type it in the YouTube chat. We're an open book here at the Kriya Yoga School, so I'll definitely do my best to answer all your questions. I'm not going to say I have all the answers, but I'll try my best.
Yeah, she's a Reiki master, and I have had Reiki with her, and it was amazing. So I think she has
Great.
a lot to. We've had some deep metaphysical talks, and she's got a lot to add, I'm sure. But
Outstanding.
yeah.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if, like, when you give Shakti Path to us without touching, if that's kind of like a form of Reiki, because it is energy work. But I know you probably don't know anything about that, Vedagurudev, but it was just a thought I had.
Yeah, any way you can transmute energy is a good way. Whatever name you put on it, if you're transmuting positive energy, Shakti Path, Reiki, however you do it, it's always a good way to uplift people and transmute your energy, to heal people, to help uplift people and help them overcome what they're experiencing in their daily life. My guru used to say, there are many paths to the mountaintop. It doesn't matter which path you take, long as you get to the mountaintop. So we support all spiritual traditions, all energy upliftment, all transmission of positive energy. Like my guru used to say, if an alien shows up at your doorstep and has God energy, let him in and have some tea. If he has negative, lower energy, leave him out in the cold and rain.
Yeah.
So long as you have positive energy, all are welcome. It reminds me when I went to the Himalayan mountains, we would just walk up the mountain and we would collect people from all spiritual tradition. There were sadhus, there were swamis, there were lamas, there were all kinds of people. You're all welcome. Let's all uplift each other collectively. Whatever title you have doesn't matter. Long as you have good divine energy, you're all welcome to join us on our path to spiritual advancement.
Which are the ones that smear themselves with the ash? What do they call those?
They're called agoris. Those are welcome too. But they're mostly like a solo path. They want to
Yeah.
do their inner work by themselves. So they sleep in the cemetery. They're a extreme detachment, I would say, like Viagra, like
Yeah.
attachment. They don't want to be around nobody. They want to sleep. They don't shower. They want to be in the cemetery. They want to do their inner work by themselves. So if you're lucky, you'll catch a Agori every once in a while, but it's rare. Maybe if you go to the Kumbh Mela, they'll join you. But usually they're doing their inner work by themselves. But yeah, so they spear. It's called vibhuti, which is holy ash. They smear it all over themselves, and they don't really cut their hair, so they have like long like dreadlocks and everything. So they're doing their inner work by themselves. But every once in a while, they'll enjoy your energy and they'll help you on the path. But yeah, that's mostly what they call it, sannyasi. It's like a renunciate path. Like they renounce everything. They renounce all things so they could do their inner work.
Oh, I have some questions for you.
Okay, great.
What are chakras? How do they work? New Age describes them in specific colors and talk about chakra balancing, chakra healing, etc. I know Hinduism and Buddhism have different opinions.
Yeah, well, so the chakras are basically the same in most traditions. So in Kriya Yoga, they have 7 chakras. The root chakra, which is basically red, which is, they try to see it as like a 4-petaled red flower. So when you use the bija mantras, you open the chakras. So like you visualize it as a flower kind of blossoming. So the bottom chakra would be the root chakra, which is called the Muladhara, right? So that's the first one. It's like a grounding kind of anchoring chakra. And then the next one is the sacral chakra, which is called the Sahasrara, which is a 6-petaled orange kind of flower. And then the next one is like the navel chakra, the Manipura, which is like a 10-petaled yellow flower. And the next one is the heart chakra, the Anahata, which is a 12-petaled kind of green kind of flower. And the next one is the throat chakra, the Vasuddhi, which is a 16 blue-petaled flower. And then the sixth one is the eyebrow chakra, the Yagna, which is a 2-petaled kind of violet kind of flower. And the last one is the crown chakra, the Sahasrara, which is basically like a 1,008-petaled sun with like rainbow around it. So like these chakras are symbolism, and they follow what's called the Sushumna Nadi, which is like the middle invisible track. So they're kind of, when you start at the bottom, you're opening, 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 opening. And then when you get to the crown chakra, you're like, that's the highest one. So that's basically how they work. They're kind of energies, kind of centers. So some people visualize them as like a colored kind of wheel, or some people visualize them as a flower kind of opening up. And then the why you open your chakras, so your kundalini as like a snake, you visualize it as like a golden snake. It pierces these chakras. So you're basically, by opening your chakras, you're kind of clearing out the blockages and everything and kind of letting them open them up and blossom. So that's how you get like a more profound experience. So it depends what resonates with you. Some people like to look at them as a flower. Some people like to look at them as a energy wheel. Some people like to look at them as the colors. But it really is what works best for you. So what helps unblock you and open you up, that's probably the best way to open your chakras. So like this is how they kind of heal. But the first thing is important to do with your chakras is open them up. So in our other Kriya Yoga School, the paid Kriya Yoga School, one of our favorite classes is unblocking the 7 chakras, and we give sound syllables to unblock your chakras. So like this really helps, and a lot of our members, including Veronica, has had profound benefits with this practice, unblocking the 7 chakras. So if you are serious about unblocking your chakras, there's a link on our free Kriya Yoga School to go to the paid school. It's only $25 a month, and that one class is worth $25
Yeah.
for sure. So I would definitely say, but it's like a sound syllable that opens it up, and you'd be surprised just by saying these sound syllables. Like each chakra has a different what's called bija mantra, which opens your chakras. So if you're serious about it, I would take that class. It's well worth the money. And a lot of our members have had very profound benefits with just that unblocking the chakras. So that's basically what the chakras is. It's kind of a visible kind of flower, a visible kind of wheel with different colors. But it's basically opening yourself up and unblocking the all the junk you collected your whole life. So when I started, all my chakras were blocked, like I was totally gone. So it was a real releasing kind of process, like a breath of fresh air when you really open your chakras. Like you begin to see your spiritual possibility, and you begin to see you're carrying around a lot of junk that you really don't need. So when you unblock the chakras through these bija mantras, it really lifts the burden off your back. Let's go of the stuff that no longer serves you.
What I think is interesting is that that's the light spectrum. So underneath this meat suit, I'm just light, right?
Mm-hmm.
Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, A question I have though is the Kundalini energy, is that related to or have anything to do with sexual energy?
Yeah, from a tantric aspect, like what they call it, the Karma Sutra, they would say that by awakening your Kundalini, you have more of a heightened sexual experience. And in Kriya Yoga too, like even like a sexual experience, they would say it's a spiritual experience. So like we have practices where you take your sexual juice and turn it into ojas, which is spiritual juice. So you're always trying to take that lower sexual juice from your root chakra and bring it up to your crown chakra, your Sahasrara. So it depends how you use your Kundalini. Most yogis use it as like a spiritual awakening, like a practice. But if you have somebody vibrating on your same frequency, a sexual experience could really be a profound experience with two people that have their Kundalini awakened, and they unite their Kundalini through physical sex, let's say. So it depends how you use it. Most yogis kind of how would I put it? They kind of renounce the sex, and they use that sexual juice and turn it into spiritual juice. But some people, when they have a profound sexual experience with a yogini or whatever, somebody who's on the same frequency, then it kind of puts gasoline on the fire and makes a solo thing into a small fire into a big fire. Let's say it like that, right? So it really can be a profound experience, but you have to have somebody that could receive that energy and give the energy back. So like that's probably the most difficult part. So like if you're hitting the tennis ball and no one's there, then you're playing tennis by yourself, if you know what I'm saying. But if someone's hitting the tennis ball back, then you have a real profound Kundalini awakening.
And Anton had a couple questions about aliens, because you were talking about if an alien showed up at your door.
Okay.
So, what if the alien uses love to trick you, like in the Star Trek episode with the person who pretended to be her dad to get her to go into the white light?
That's a great one, because I was watching a soul trap, another soul trap thing. I mean, I come across, so there's this guy named Dr. Courtney Brown who runs the Farsight Institute. So they are like remote viewers, and he's very intelligent. He's like a professor at like Cornell or some of mathematics, and he created this institute where they do remote viewing. And these psychic powers, I know they are legit because the government does it. So through remote viewing, they can gain answers to certain questions. So in his opinion, this earth is a soul trap. And, it's, this is done by technology, and then they can throw that love energy at you, and that attracts you. So like, yeah, I have a big, thing about that. It's like, what's going to happen to me when I die? I really have no idea. And like, I would like to think, and this is what I've always thought, that there would be somebody there to greet me, my guides, angels, whoever it may be, family members. And now I really don't know if that is what happens. I just don't know, you know. And from what I've heard, no, you're just there, and all of a sudden you will see all that stuff. So I don't know if I should reject that or if I will just have an intuitive feeling in my heart. But if they can throw love at you, and I know the extraterrestrials also can do that, because I was just watching one where they did that. Like, there was a crashed ship, and that's what they do. Like, they cannot fight back against us, let's just say, because of their, something like in Star Trek, the non-interference. And if they fight back against us, then that's going to make us think that they're evil. And so they would just let themselves, be captured, but they're scared. They will send a love energy thing to you. And yeah, so anyway,
Yeah.
it's a big, deep rabbit hole, but
Yeah.
I'll let you answer Anton's question and anything you can think of about mine as well. Or whoever.
I mean, if the alien sent love to you, I would just receive it. Like, how can you go wrong with love? Like, if they're tricking you with love, they're not using love in the right way. You should just give love unconditionally. And how could I say this? Anybody who's trying to trick you, they're wrong. You're not wrong. So if you're just have an open heart chakra and have unconditional love, then I don't know how you could go wrong with that. But like, I mean, how could I say this? These are any alien that comes with love. I welcome them in my house for tea. any alien that comes with hate, they could stay out in the cold and rain. So that's the way I would put it. So like, oh, cool. It's Valentine's Day. This alien brought me some love. Come on in. Let's talk. So I don't know how really they could trick you with love. I would just accept love as much as possible. But I've never had any alien kind of encounter, but if I did and they brought love, then they're welcome. They are my brother. Any alien with love is my brother. Any alien with hate and evil stays outside in the cold and rain. So, but I've never had that experience, but if I did, that would probably be my mindset.
Right.
And the rest of Anton's thought was aliens don't even visit humans. They rather abandon us and watch us ruin the planet.
Well, that's probably true. We're doing a good job ruining our planet. So if the aliens want to see a TV show, give them a good TV show. Live the best life you can and be as happy as possible, and don't give them no drama. So if they watch my TV show, that would be pretty boring. This guy meditates all day. This guy is living a blissed out yogic life. I don't like this TV show. It's not
Yeah.
too good, you know?
There's a
I
lot
want
of
to see
ohms
people
here.
hurt each other, you know? There's a lot of Om chanting all day with this guy, Vedagurudev. Pretty boring TV channel. So let's move on. Nothing to watch here. This guy's doing his inner work. He's uplifting. He's helping people. So, yeah.
I guess the question is, can love be faked? You know, like, can it be done through technology? Is it just a vibrational frequency and they just tune that
Mhm.
frequency and all of a sudden you feel, oh, yeah, this is love. Let me go towards that, you know? So I'm still like, I still don't know what I'm going to do when I get to that point. Like, do you have an idea of what you think happens to you when you, pass on?
I mean, how could I put this? This is a deep question. So let me think
Okay.
this. When you pass on, and you shed your physical meat suit, your what I would say your junk car, I would just, like I always say, enjoy the golden flight, right? Like they say in yoga, it's called moksha, which is liberation. I'm liberated from this physical meat suit, this flesh cage. My energy, my soul moves on. So I would enjoy the golden flight. You're flying first class on the Divine Airline, so enjoy it as much as you can. So, and see, I don't know how you could really go wrong with love, long as you're helping people and you're doing the right thing and you're vibrating on a, in yoga they would say like a karmic kind of karma yoga kind of frequency, selfless service, helping people. How can you ever go wrong? So no one could trick you. Only way people can really trick you with love is if you don't know what love is, or you're searching for love. If you are existing in a state of unconditional love, then no one can tell you with what love is. No one can trick you into believing what love is, because you know what love is. And you be like, I don't need you to give me love, because I have love in my heart already. I'm radiating love. So you give that love to somebody else. I'll keep my love, and I like being in the knowing of existing in the present moment in this loving kind of state. So somebody trying to tell you what love is like unnecessary for you, because you are existing in unconditional love all the time. My guru used to always say like, don't get attached to the stories. Somebody telling you what Babaji is, don't believe them. You know who Babaji is, because you are Babaji. Babaji is inside you as you. I am Babaji and Babaji is me. So somebody tries to tell me what Babaji does or what Babaji is, I'm like, that's good for you, but I exist in Babaji all the time. So like, I don't need your stories to become my stories. I uplift my own story, and I live my story. I experience my story in the present moment. So anybody trying to tell me, come over here, let me tell you a story about love, I'm like, I'm good. I exist in love every day.
Speaking of love, Anton says love is freedom, not to be told where to go or that you need to be better. Love is to make your own decisions. I agree.
True. Yeah.
What did
Well
Suha
put,
say?
Anton.
I
Yeah.
think
Let me see
We
what
want to
Sue. Yeah.
go back to the chakras. So, and I was wondering, Vedguru Dev, if you'd be comfortable showing Anton and Suha your chakra poster. But she says lamb root, van sacral, ram, solar plexus, yam, here chakra, yam, throat chakra, om, third eye, it above color or sound. It represents enlightenment.
Yeah. So I'll basically answer Suha's question. And on the free Kriya Yoga School, I'll send you the chakra poster, and I'll send you the link to the unblocking the seven chakras for Suha and Anton. I don't really want to say it because I don't
Yeah.
know who's watching publicly. It's more of a private energy kind of
Yeah, I get it.
transmission. So basically, what she's saying is true, but like I explained in the video, so when they say the root chakra, it's not lamb, which you put. That's how they in Sanskrit, in Hindi, an A is a U, right? So they use this kind of twilight language to people who are not initiated and who don't know. They don't have the right bija sound syllable. So I'll say it, to be honest with you. So it looks like lamb, but it's really lum. So the bija mantra for the root chakra is lum, Lum, lum. And when you vibrate lum, you open up your root chakra. The next one is the sacral chakra. It looks like vam, but it's really vum. Vum. And then the next one, the navel chakra, the manipura, it looks like ram, but it's really rum. So you see how the A is really a U in really how you pronounce it. And it's important when you say these bija mantras to have the right vibration in the sound syllable. So the next one looks like yam, the heart chakra, but it's really yum. And the next one, the throat chakra, the Visuddhi, looks like ham, but it's really hum. So I always laugh when I hear people say ham because they don't know. Because people who've been really initiated by a guru or like a parampara lineage, they kind of know. Like it's almost like I remember when I first got initiated, I said the same thing, ham, and they all started laughing like it's hum, not ham. So I always laugh when I get to the throat chakra and I hear ham because it's almost like funny. Like it reminds me of when I started because I said the same thing. So the throat chakra, the Visuddhi, is hum. And then the eyebrow chakra is om, like om. And then the crown chakra, the Sahasrara, is om. So it's basically om. It's basically om with an N. So it and like when you get to the heart chakra, they call it the spiritual bridge. Like these are more lower emotions like ego, desire. And like your navel chakra, your manipura is like the fire. It's called Agni, which basically burns it's burning all your lower emotions. And then when you get to the heart chakra, it's like the bridge to the more spiritual higher realms in the chakras.
Yeah, so something else interesting the Farsight guy said, and this is kind of similar to Tom Campbell, the one that Chad always loved to follow. They call us ICUs, individual consciousness unit. That's on Tom Campbell's, but in the Farsight they call us ISBs. We are just for the sake of being. That's our only reason of being here, just to be. There's no like real purpose. I mean, I would think it would be to get back to God, but anyway, he said there's no archangels, there's none of that, none of these gods or anything, that they're all just people basically. But so the way I took that is he's taking away a label as an angel, but he did say there's higher dimensional beings, of course, that have evolved to the state of love. But I've got all these beliefs and all these labels, and I was thinking to myself, what I need to do is go make a list. Like, okay, does God exist, or God is like at the top of the list? God, yes, I definitely believe there is a God. But then it branches off and it could go down to, are there multiple gods? And like, I don't know about that. So that's like a question mark for me. Is there good and evil? Yes, I believe in that. Are there aliens? Yeah, and we're not alone in the universe. So I kind of wanted to just like go through this list and just like see all these weird beliefs that I've made, and like labels that I've attached to things. So he said no Archangel Michael, but you've had a direct experience with such a being calling himself that. And, also you have an image in your head what an archangel would look like, which that could be totally false. I mean, they probably project to us just what they think we would like to see. But anyway, it was kind of weird and got me to thinking about a lot of these beings. And like, I kind of, like the saying, the as above, so below. And like, there's a hierarchical system, and like God's here, and like he did create helpers specifically that are somewhat different from us, but anyway, that's kind of how I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people say a lot of things, but I would just whatever you resonate with, then that's really what's true or not. Because other people trying to tell you what archangel is or what archangel isn't is they don't know what your direct experience is. So like whatever you resonate with, that's probably the best thing. So if you resonate with a picture of Archangel Michael with a blue flame sword and like a suit of armor and some golden blonde hair and big muscles, then that's the right perception. Who cares what other people say, They say a lot of stuff. Make Archangel whatever you want. You are in control of your movie. So make Archangel however you like Archangel to be. So like in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna says to Krishna, "Show me your true form." And when Krishna shows Arjuna his true form, he realizes he doesn't want to see Krishna's true form. So he tells him to stop, right? So just make Archangel, Krishna, Shiva, whoever, whatever you resonate with. And you are the controller of your movie. You are the creator, director of your movie. So make your God exactly how you want in your perception, I mean, it's really energy at the end of the day. So whatever helps uplift you and you resonate with, that is the best perception of any God. So make Archangel or any God the way you want him to make it. You are in control. You are the king of your castle. Make your gods look as beautiful as you want them to be.
Well, he looks just like you described him in my in my imagination.
In my imagination also, that's why I said it. But like you don't have to use my picture of Archangel Michael, but you could make your own picture. So direct your movie however you want to direct it. You are the controller of your movie.
Yeah.
See, Anton says people that have NDEs talk about the love they feel, but they get a life review and feel guilt. They are shown all the wrong they did. Guilt on earth is enough. No need for their criticism or rebirth. Yeah.
I mean, if you do get a life review, like when I used to watch Chad's videos, he talks about this a lot. If I get my life review, I'm going to be like, okay, I ate a cheeseburger when I was 10 years old. Who cares? Turn the page. Keep going. I'm doing the best I can with the tools I got. I'm being the best person. So no guilt over here. All those lower emotions, I've already burned all that. So I have no guilt. I did what I did, and I have no remorse. And clear the path. I'm coming home to the fire, the campfire with Babaji and Lahari Messiah and all the ascended masters.
Well, I heard something that like during the life review, what you get is you get to be, if you did something bad to somebody, you get to experience that through their perception. You'll be like in their body as you're doing that to them. And I think that would be very effective, if you know what I mean. But who knows what really happens? I don't know. But
Yeah, so that's a good thing to not hurt other people.
yeah,
Because if that's true, why would you want to experience that? Just be the best person you can. Help people with no attachments, with no expectations, selfless service. You can never go wrong with helping people, loving people, and if that's true, you'll have an easy life review. They'll be like, we got nothing to say to this guy. He's helped people. He's loved people unconditionally. We don't even have no papers in this book, so proceed, my friend.
Anton's next question is do you think archangels and gods could be Eogors and crystallized thought forms, and that archons are aliens who create religions with dogma to make people have bad bardo experience and get reborn?
I mean, I don't really think about it. I don't know what a agoro is. Uh, I mean, like I was just saying, archangels are kind of it 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 you how could I put this? If you look at archangels as like they're more like a pointer to your spiritual evolution than like a thing you should attach to or you should try to make sense of it. In my experience, a couple satsangs I said ago that I had an archangel experience with a bunch of archangels, and they basically were more like pointers. They were not like, don't attach to my form, attach to being the best person you can be on your spiritual path, and help as many people as you can. So instead of trying to make sense out of any of these celestial beings, these divine, enlightened, ascended masters, you look at them more as like a pointer to being the best person you could be. So they almost always tell me like, you're doing good work, you're helping people, keep going on the path. Don't get discouraged. Don't attach to any narrative. Just keep going forward, you know? Don't go backwards, go forward. But like Patanjali says in the Yoga Sutras, the line to God is not a straight line, it's a zigzag. So it's not going to be every day is not going to be the best day. You have some days that are better than others. You self-observe yourself. Okay, I could have did that better. I'm going to try to be better tomorrow. So it's not a straight line. You're on the path, you fall off, you dust yourself off, get back on the path, keep going. But more of these divine beings are more pointers than actually something to try to make sense of. Like, if you will probably go crazy trying to make sense of all this stuff. There's so much stuff out there. What is the life review? What is NDEs? Who is Archangel Michael? You're like, oh yeah, I can't take it. So just be the best person you can be, and they're giving you kind of breadcrumbs or signposts on the path. Just recognize the signposts and don't really get attached to it and keep going. So when we're doing our class, like a lot of our techniques, people will see like colors, they'll see shapes, and we always say, don't get attached to the colors or the shapes. Keep going. Focus your bindu, focus your tratak on the main goal. You know, like there's going to be a lot of stuff happening around you. Just keep going. That would be my best advice. What were you going to say, Paul?
That's exactly what's happening to me. I'm thinking, going down all these rabbit holes. I mean, in a sense, I enjoy it, but I also think it would be useful to me, like some of this knowledge could come in handy. But as far as an egregore, to my understanding, that is like when a being comes into existence just because a bunch of us believe in it. So we've heard these tales of Ganesha. I don't know who first started them, but or it could be, fable or mythology. But if enough people just believe there is a Ganesha, that actually like creates that spiritual being as an energy that we've all created ourselves. But yeah.
I mean, if your energy creates that being, just enjoy that being. Like, oh, look, here is Ganesha, the elephant god, So, I mean, I kind of live, like my guru used to say, the future is imagination, the past is this memory. We stay fixed in the present moment. So if Ganesha shows up in the physical form, I'll enjoy it in the present moment. If it doesn't, I'll enjoy whatever else is presented to me in the present moment. So that's kind of how I look at it. But I really don't get attached to like any kind of outcome. I just kind of enjoy it for what it is. Like you've heard the monkey story before. I enjoyed the monkey for his message that he gave me telepathically, and when he left, I wasn't attached to it. I didn't try to go look for him or anything. I just let him be. So that's kind of what I would say. Like whatever is presented to you in the present moment, be a bogar, be an enjoyer, and enjoy it. And what other people say, don't let their movie become your movie. Enjoy your own movie. You create your own movie however you want. So all these people are telling you what you should think of this or what you think of that. Just think whatever makes you happy and uplifts you. Make your own movie. You are the director of your movie.
Do you have any opinion as to why you think we're here on Earth? And like, because I thought to this to myself, like, okay, so if I am free and I was to leave Earth, um, would I want to come back here? That's the question. Would I want to? And my life's not that, like right now at this stage in my life, it's pretty good, besides my eyes. But I've been remarried. I've got kind of FU money, not really FU money, but like I'm taken care of, by the government. So that's not good because I'm totally reliant kind of on the government. If that were to end, I'd be broke all of a sudden. But it's pretty good, like I just don't know. Would I want to come back here, because it just seems like there's something wrong. There's something wrong here. There's like I feel like there is a battle, like a war between good and evil going on here. I really just it's more of that stuff, I guess, more of these rabbit holes to go down. Like why, But anyway, just a thought I had.
I mean, in my perception, why we're here, this is a really deep question. I would say a short answer to a long answer. uh, for me, it was important for me to go as far off the path as possible to find my way back on the path to make up the spiritual growth. So it was necessary in my case for me to get the memory wiped, because if I remembered who I was from the beginning, I wouldn't have done the inner work because I already know who I am. So it took me a long time to get to where I'm at now. So I'm basically on the front line doing the spiritual work. And I could kind of feel like to people who didn't want to come back, how could I say this not egotistically? I'm more of a hero because I'm on the front lines holding up the white flag for the light in a world full of darkness. And I'm not attached to any of the darkness or the Maya delusion in this world. I'm like, how do they say it in the Bible? Yea, though I walk through the valley of death, I shall fear no evil. So even though all this chaos and craziness is going on, I'm just keep walking straight. And my guru used to say, Vedagurudev, you wear all white, so don't roll in the mud with the pigs, if you know what I'm saying. I don't want to get my clothes dirty by their delusion, and I don't want their Maya to become my Maya. So I'm just carrying the light torch in the darkness, and they're all fighting around, they're all warring and everything. I don't let it affect me. I'm totally detached to all of that. I just keep walking the path and see how far it could take me. So I would say I'm to give you a short answer to a long question. I would say it's necessary for me to do the inner work and be on the front line and help as many people and be the light in the darkness. So I try to be a lighthouse, shining the light on boats in need. So, and that's why we started the free Kriya Yoga School, to help people, who give them some kind of framework of Kriya Yoga and help as many people wholeheartedly for free. So if you want to join up, if you're watching this and you need help, our website is kriyayogamasterclass.com. It would take you to the school platform. I just put up a video how to use school if you don't know how to log in and everything. So yeah, it'd be our pleasure to help you be a lighthouse to your abandoned boat on the water. It's tough out here, so maybe we could give you some tools to help you, but at least you'll have some kind of framework of what Kriya Yoga is and what are the fivefold. So, and you could join us here at the Satsang every week.
I was thinking about what I fear. And like I think death is like the main fear of everybody, but like I feel like I kind of understand it better now, but what scares me is pain. And I've been through today I had a painful experience. It was a bad day, let's just say. I went to the eye doctor. I got my normal injection in my other eye. My eye, they numb your eye up really good. So everything seemed fine. And I got to work, and all of a sudden the numbing drops wore off, and I was in like a lot of pain. It felt like I had like a grain of sand or something in my eye. Every time I blinked, it was just my eyes was starting, dripping, and then my nose, because it's like that whole area is all connected. And I was like, shit, I had to leave work early and hope I could make it back there because, this ain't right. Something's wrong. So I went back there. Luckily, I made it in. I'm struggling. I'm driving with one eye. I have to kind of just keep my hand over this eye because it just messed up. And then I'm like trying to figure out, are they still open? And I'm like, with the one eye, I have to pull over. I'm trying to like search it up on my phone. I tried to call the office. Nobody answered. So I finally get there and they're still open. I found out that they were open till 5, so I was able to make it. So I got in, they put some more numbing drop. He looked in my eye and he's like, oh, you got a scratch on your cornea. I wasn't anywhere near there, like, oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I scratched my own. I like to scratch my eyes when they're itchy, And I noticed he was having a hard time getting this little metal retractor. He has to draw open your eyelids. He was kind of having a little hard time getting it in there. I'm pretty sure he scratched me. So they had to put a contact lens over it, like a Band-Aid. But it's no big, it'll heal in a couple of days. It's not going to damage me, but very painful, and just like I'm afraid of the pain of death more than the death itself. It's just like I would hate to have a suffering death, or everybody just wants to die in their sleep. That's the ultimate way. You just don't, you're dreaming and then bam, no pain. And if I have free will, that's what I choose for myself. So anyhow.
Yeah, I would say, how can I say this? In yoga, they say always be a fearless yogi. So, like Babaji says in the voice of Babaji, death is a joke to me. I am the death of death. So we laugh at death the same way we laugh at all Maya delusion in this world. So like, when you have that kind of perspective, it really can't hurt you no more because you kind of laugh at it like the joke it is. I welcome that the right time, the right day, the right year, I will take the divine flight. And most yogis look at their physical body as like changing clothes. So they're not even attached to their body. They say in yoga, neti neti, which means not this. So they're like, I'm not this body, I'm not this mind, I'm not any of this physical stuff. I'm Shakti energy. I'm prana energy. I'm inner divinity. So like, they're not attached to their physical body at all. They look at it as like a meat suit kind of driving their car around. So they don't really get attached to it. So they most of these songs like in yoga are basically welcoming death. Like they say, please get me out this flesh cage that I'm in and let me take that divine flight. So like like Om Namah Shivaya, Trayambai, Yaja Mahe, that kind of means like the fruit is detaching from the branch, right? let my fruit get out the tree, So like I'm welcoming death, like please let me go uh, join the ascended masters around the divine campfire, wherever that is, or wherever I'm going next. Let me, this world is pretty harsh, it's pretty violent. So like when you're a yogi living in a himsa, which is non-violence, it's almost like sleeping in a trash can to you. You know what I'm saying? So you welcome the divine flight. Please, I've done all my work. Can I go home today? Let me go home. I mean, even in my case, I'm like, Babaji, I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm doing as much work. I'm helping as many people as I can. Let me come home. You know, my child, we need you on the front line. There are very few people like you. Come on, Babaji. I just want to come home. We need you down there. So I'm trying to help as many people as I can, uplift as many people as I can. But I understand, There's a lot of darkness, not a lot of light here. So we need more people holding up the light flag, not the dark flag. We got too many of those already.
That's making me think of Oscar the Grouch. He lives in a trash can, but I think he likes his from Sesame Street. I think he likes his trash can.
Yeah. Well, if you like your trash can like the Agoris, then it's a blissful place. If you have the right mindset, even a trash can could be a blissful place. You don't have to go nowhere. You don't have to pay no money. It smells beautiful. You love it, your trash can. Why not?
Well said. It's all, it's all in our heads, It's whatever we make of it, I guess.
Yeah, it's all your perception. So make your trash can the best trash can ever.
Anton has 3 big questions, and Suha has a question.
Okay.
Go through them.
Maybe go Suha first, then I'll answer all 3 Antons.
Okay. She says, no fear of the future and no regrets of the past. Peace is enjoying the moment and live it in the now.
True.
And then she says,
yeah. So,
sorry.
In karma, there are 3 karmas. There's Sanchita karma, which is future karma. There's Agama karma, which is karma in this life, and there's Pradrahar karma, which is past karma. So if you don't create karma in this life, you don't have karma to burn in the future. And if you burned all your past karma, then there's no karma. So live in the present moment. Don't get attached. Like I said, the past is this memory. The future is this imagination. Just be the best person you can be, fixed in the present moment. And that's the best way, I would say.
And then Suha says, I'm sorry for your experience today, Paul.
Thank you. I'm better now.
Let's see. Anton's first question, are we humans wait, is that the question? Yeah. Are we humans confined to the collective unconscious that Carl Jung talked about, the cosmic tree, like the Yggdrasil? That's another cosmic tree. And our collective beliefs informing the nature of the afterlife. Are we confined to the collective unconsciousness?
I mean, it depends. Like, are we confined to the collective unconsciousness? If you're attached to the collective unconsciousness, then you will be in that movie. But if you're not attached to that movie, then it really can't affect you. So other people's collective unconsciousness can't affect you because you know who you are inside you as you. So what other people do outside you really doesn't affect you because you are the king of your castle. You're a walking kind of temple. So it's almost like you have your shield up and their collective unconsciousness is kind of bouncing off you. It doesn't affect you. You kind of look at it like a movie you're not involved in. You're kind of witnessing as a detached kind of witnessing the collective unconscious. So it really doesn't affect you because you know who you are inside you. So no matter what people do outside you, it doesn't affect you because you have your own consciousness. You have your own shield up that protects you from the unconscious collective outside you. The cosmic tree, collective beliefs. Yeah, so that's basically the same thing also. Like, no matter what other people say, like, oh, it's a cosmic tree, it's this and that, it basically comes down to me like no one really knows for sure. We're just all trying to feel our way around in the dark. Is it a cosmic tree? Is it this? Is it that? Who knows, you know? Just be the best person you can be in the present moment and don't get attached to any kind of narratives or anybody outside you's perception. Don't let their perception become your perception. Like I said before, you are the director of your movie. If you want your movie to be a cosmic tree, make your cosmic tree as beautiful as possible. If you don't resonate with the cosmic tree, then don't make your movie a cosmic tree. Make your movie whatever you want to make it, you know? So, like, don't let other people's thoughts become your thoughts, you know? Make your movie however you want. So, if you resonate with a cosmic tree, let it be a cosmic tree. If the cosmic tree doesn't resonate with you, do whatever resonates with you. That would be my best advice.
The next question is, all the war and misery here to evolve makes no sense. Eastern religion acknowledges that suffering is wrong, but clients of hypnosis are told that the soul needs to go through horrible things to evolve.
I mean, yeah, could be. I mean, I really don't have the answer why people hurt each other in war and misery. I mean, for me, that all seems like trash that I don't want to be a part of. It's like a horror movie I do not want to watch, you know? So I try to live in my bubble, which is himsa, which is non-violence. So, like, I try not to be affected by it, but it's hard when it's all around you, and it's hard to carry the white flag when there's darkness all around you, and the ego is always trying to get under your skin. Like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, your ego's always hiding behind that tree over there. So it's always trying to get you to, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? Oh, look at this over here. Look at this, you know? But you just got to keep one foot in front of the other. It's difficult because they're constantly trying to get under your skin and get you attached to some kind of outcome or narrative. And I choose not to. How can I say? If a tree falls in the woods and I didn't hear it, did it really fall? So that's kind of how I live my life. Like, is there suffering? I don't know. I feel pretty good in my daily life, you know. So I don't acknowledge a tree falling. So that maybe that's living in my kind of dream world, but I like my dream world. It's kind of a blissful place. So I don't want to acknowledge suffering so it doesn't affect me. You know, it like I told Veronica before, her cat doesn't know who's president, so her cat can't be affected by who's president. You know, so be like your cat. Just I've never heard of Donald Trump, so I don't have no dog in the game. You know, I don't have no dog in the fight. Whatever, however they say it. So like, if you choose to attach suffering, then you're going to be in that suffering movie. Don't attach to the movie. Turn the channel. Like, what's on this channel? Suffering? Next channel. I don't watch suffering. I don't acknowledge suffering. I'm not attached to any suffering. So that might help you to kind of detach from the suffering.
I wonder what how different our lives would be if we like had grown up like on a deserted island with no knowledge of anything. You know, you have to like come up with your own idea of whatever, you know, what this all is about. That'd be an interesting thing to find out how different we would be, you know.
Yeah, I think if we were on a deserted island and we didn't have all the distractions, all the constant psyops and the subconscious messaging influence us, maybe we'd just be blissful. Okay, I'm gonna eat a coconut today. I'm gonna enjoy the sun. I'm gonna take a rest later in the afternoon. It's like living a cat kind of life. What do cats do? They wake up, they walk around, look at stuff. They go out in the sun, they roll around in the sun, they eat some food, and go back to sleep and do it
Yeah.
again tomorrow. So,
Yeah. I don't have to go to work, pay bills.
right. They don't have no distractions. They don't even know what bills are. They don't know who's president. They don't know who Kim Kardashian is or what she wore to the Grammy or what the Super Bowl is, so they can't be affected by it.
The last question from Anton is, please address the Earth School idea and the Council of Elders in the spirit world that promote the idea that we come here to suffer. Did I just say that? Suffer and evolve in the East. This would be considered wrong and part of Maya.
Earth School. Yeah, I mean, maybe. Like, if the council or elders are watching and this is really an Earth School, just be the best person you could be. They don't really, like I said before, they're not going to have anything to talk about if you help people and you be the best person you could be. So if they want a show, give them a show. Helping people and doing good and loving people and being blissful, nothing to write in their book. Like, hopefully, if there is a council elders, who knows, could be right, could be wrong. I don't really know for sure. I can't say anything is for sure or not for sure. Just trying to feel my way around the dark on this Maya delusional planet. But if it's true, hopefully oh, okay, the council of elders is real. Here I am. Vedagurudev, let's open your book. Okay? Nothing to talk about. Proceed. You did the best you could with what you got. You try to help as many people as you can. You learn from your mistakes. Proceed. How about those couple hours? We don't have nothing to talk about over here. So just be the best person you could be. Help people. Give wholeheartedly with no expectations. Selfless service. You can never go wrong with that. And what was the other part? The spirit world promote the idea to come here and suffer
in the
to
spirit
evolve.
World that promote the idea to come here and suffer to evolve. In the East, this would be considered wrong and part of Maya.
Yeah, so Maya is delusion. So it's basically like getting attached to the movie, like you're in the movie, but you're not really in the movie. That's like Maya's kind of like me watching the movie Iron Man and thinking I am Iron Man. So when you watch the movie as a detached witness, you overcome the kind of Maya because you realize this is not your movie. This is somebody else's movie, and you're kind of not attached to it. And if you don't acknowledge suffering, it really can't, like I said, it can't affect you. If a tree falls in the woods and you didn't hear it, did it really fall? So from my opinion, I don't acknowledge suffering because it doesn't exist in my happy place. There's no suffering in my movie. There are no negative emotions. There's no Maya in my movie. It's only happy, blissful, yogic movie. So I don't know. Like I said, if a tree falls in the woods and you didn't hear it, did it really fall? So I don't really think I need to go through suffering to evolve because I don't really acknowledge suffering. So I try to make my movie however I want. So if people say I have to suffer to evolve, how can I say, I don't want their trash to become my trash. You know? If you want to suffer to go through that, that's your right. That's your free will. Me, I try to go the blissful yogic path, right? There is no suffering in my movie. Like on this page, it says you have to suffer, Vedagurudev. Nope. Tear that page out. No suffering in my movie. I mean, it's easier said than done. When you're in pain and you have to go through suffering, then it's a tall mountain to climb. I will acknowledge that. I won't say like it's all la la land, but some tests are harder to overcome than others. There are higher mountains to climb and there are lower mountains to climb. So hopefully, my friend, you have low mountains to climb your whole life and no suffering. But it's easier said than done. When you're in a state of suffering and your physical body fails you, then it's a hard mountain to climb. You know, it sounds good on paper, but in practice, it's a tougher test than I would like to experience. Let's say.
I just want to say that Mariana and Vanessa are both here in YouTube land.
Oh, great.
So,
Namaste, Mariana and Vanessa.
Namaste.
and then Suha had something that like corresponds with what you say, Vedagurudev. Oh, hold on. One more would be fine. Sit with yourself, silent your mind, and then you will find answers within. And then we will be more spiritual, like how we were born from the beginning, and would enjoy nature. And
Yeah,
spread love.
Spread love always. So yeah, my guru used to say silence is the best teacher. So we would go into what's called mona, which is silence, and we wouldn't talk. If we had to communicate, we would write something on a piece of paper. And you begin to realize when you go inside yourself as you in a state of mona, which is silence, then it really becomes the best teacher and the answers become more freely because you don't have any distractions from communicating and talking. So like that's why a lot of these yogis, they go into a cave and like do their inner work in silence. So silence is the best teacher, I would say. What was the second question?
Wasn't really quite well. Hold on. We will be more spiritual, like how we were born from the beginning, and would enjoy nature.
Yeah, so my guru always used to say, he always told me, go back to zero, Vedagurudev. Go back to zero. He always said, go back to zero. So what he meant by that, like, go back to when you were a child, when you didn't have any bills, you didn't have any cares, you didn't have any of these distractions, you weren't attached to any narrative, you just enjoyed the sun, you just enjoyed playing, you were a pure soul, you loved wholeheartedly. Go back to that state. So, like, when you were born, that is when you were probably the most purest soul. You started collecting all this baggage, all this junk along the way. He said, throw all that junk in the holy fire, burn it up, go back to when you were a child, go back to zero. So that's what he was basically saying also. When you were born, go back to zero. When you started, that's when you were a pure soul. So go back to being a pure soul.
And then Anton still has questions about, let me see, find it. Council of Elders apparently encourages specific life, and you make soul contracts with other spirits where one abuses the other to balance karma and learn the lessons of being abused. Sounds wrong.
Doesn't sound right to me either. Like, why would you abuse others to uplift yourself? That doesn't sound the path to spiritual enlightenment to me. Hurting people is almost like trash to me. So if that was part of my soul contract, I wouldn't want that contract. No thanks. If it entails me hurting another human or another pure soul to evolve, don't want it. Your money's no good over here. so, so all money is not good money, if you know what I'm saying. So if you have to hurt a pure soul, hurt a child, hurt any soul, why would you even want that? You're right. It sounds wrong. So all money is not good money, right? Like, you could buy a boat if you hurt this child. No thanks. Don't need a boat. Like, your money's no good over here. I don't know if you know my backstory, but before I became a Kriya Yogi, I was a famous DJ. And I always used to say that your money's no good over here. You want me to do what for this? No, I'm not doing it. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I'm not selling my soul for some fairy dust paper money. Your money's no good over here. I'd rather have a pure soul and sleep under the bridge or sleep in the jungle. If you hurt this child, I'll give you this money. No thanks. Not hurting any child ever. No pure soul. Not hurting anybody. No animals, no nothing, if possible. So, thank you very much. Your money's no good over here. Keep your money. You know?
Here's another great question for you, Vedagurudev, that's up your alley. How can I be here and now and not forget to be in the moment and get lost in thought? I want to be an observer.
So, to be an observer or a detached witness, we have this great practice. It's called Sudhi. Sudhi basically means cleansing, right? So, in our Kriya Yoga School, before we go into meditation, we do a practice called Sudhi, which is basically cleansing your thought. So if a thought comes into your mind, you just acknowledge it, detach it, and let it go. You kind of see it as like clouds passing in the sky. You are the mountain, and the clouds are passing around your mountain. But the mountain is unshakable, it's unmovable, it's anchored, and it can't be moved by any clouds or any rain or any sunshine. So you just anchor yourself, and whatever thought comes into your mind, just detach, let it go. Like, what am I going to eat for dinner? I see you, but now is not the time. I'm meditating. Detach, let it go. Detach, let it go. Keep doing it till you have no thoughts. And once you have no thoughts, you have a clear connection, and you're ready for meditation. Because you don't want to go into meditation with like a mental clutter or a monkey mind. A monkey mind is when your mind is like a monkey jumping from tree to tree. Look over here, look over here. Woo, 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 woo. I'm jumping around. Woo, woo, woo. So you want to clear that monkey mind. You kind of calm that monkey, so you have a dynamic kind of meditation. So you're kind of cleaning all the thoughts. You're taking out all the trash before you go into meditation. And that's how you have a profound dynamic meditation with no thoughts. You just cleanse it out, like it's gone. So once you have no thoughts, then you go into meditation, and that's how you have a profound meditation.
Suha says thoughts are like a cloud. Watch it and it will disappear. Beautiful.
Yeah, true. So yeah, thoughts are like clouds. They're passing around your mountain. They're disappearing in the sky. Just watch them disappear as a detached witness. Don't attach to any of the thoughts. Don't try to make sense of them. Just let them pass. And like clouds passing around your mountain, disappearing in the sky. Water under your bridge. Let it pass. You realize most of your thoughts don't really matter anyway. 90%. Like, how does any of these thoughts serve you in the present moment? Like what Kim Kardashian wore to the Grammys, how does that help you be the best person you could be in the present moment? It doesn't. Let it pass. Let it pass. Let it pass. Let it dissipate. Goodbye. See you later. This doesn't serve me in the present moment. I don't care, Let it pass.
Yeah, let it go.
Yeah. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. Detach, let go.
Oh, let me see. Alex Collier, as well as Robert Morning Sky, the half Apache, half Hopi Indian suggests that one turns their back to the white light if it appears, and then the universe will be before you.
Mm. It makes sense if this
That,
is a soul trap.
But maybe
I
it's
mean,
not.
if it resonates with you, I mean, you are the king of your castle. What the Indians say, or what people in India say, or what the ascended masters say, it's really up to your free will. So what makes the most sense to you at that present moment? Use your intuition to guide you, I would say. So if you want to see the universe before you and that resonates with you, give it a try. I mean, if you're wrong, what's the worst thing that happen? You have to start over again. So make wise decisions, my friend. Make wise decisions. You know. So do whatever use your intuition, your soul to guide you. That would probably be my best advice. A lot of people say a lot of things, but just your soul will never lie to you. Let's say it like that. So let your soul guide you, I would say, in any situation.
I see no harm in having a little look-see around the universe before I go into the light if I don't find anything
Yeah.
more interesting out there.
Yeah, why not? Fly around the universe, Paul, my friend. Fly, have a look, see what the secrets of the universe are. Why not? If it resonates with you, enjoy yourself.
Looks like Vanessa is with us, and she's had a week. This week, I definitely went through a period where my thoughts took over, and I knew I shouldn't let it in, but it seemed to allow myself to get stuck for a bit. Finally, have gotten out of it.
Yes, namaste, Brian.
Namaste. Hello, everyone.
Namaste.
So yeah, I would just say what I told I think it was Anton. Yeah, just don't get attached to your thoughts. Just see them as clouds passing by your mountain, and just let them go. In yoga, they say neti neti. Like I am not this. I am not this, which means I am not this thought. This thought doesn't serve me in the present moment. So you can just kind of visualize it as clouds passing by your mountain, water under your bridge. Just all right, whatever. How is this going to help me in the present moment? That's a good way to see like none of this really serves you in the present moment. So like who wins the Super Bowl or whatever, how does that help me in the present moment? How does that help me be the best person? It doesn't. It's just some distractions to kind of distract you on your path. So like you just kind of let it go. But it's a process. Like I said, the Sudi, detach, let go, detach, let go, detach, let go. This thought doesn't serve me in the present moment. This thought doesn't serve me in the present moment. And they'll all start to dissipate. So these are all profound meditation or affirmations before you get into meditation. So you want to take out the trash. You don't want to carry that trash with you into meditation. So you're constantly cleansing and purifying your mind so you could have a profound meditation. Thank you, Vanessa. I hope that answered your question.
And then she says, "Great haircut, Brian. Also, cool colors behind you."
Yeah, you do have a great haircut, Brian.
Appreciate it. My ego appreciates
some cool green heart chakra unconditional love color behind you radiating.
it. Trying to make my location anonymous, so but yeah, it's all good. And I have this Where's Waldo looking shirt because we had to wash all our shirts because they're basically polluted with the mold pollution that we had in the last apartment when we moved here for a little bit. So yeah, I'm going through some obstacles, but Ganesh is helping me remove them. So we're keeping on.
Yeah.
You
So
could wear
Try
like
Ganesha.
a green shirt that matches the background. You could just be like a floating head right there.
Yeah, I
Oh,
could.
invisible.
Yeah. But yeah, so I was in the so Paul, you were watching, right, the Yagna fire, right, last
Yes.
night. So before the Yagna fire, like just that earlier that day, we had moved out of that apartment. We stayed there for like 4 days and just kept getting worse and worse. And you know how when you go there the first time, you kind of smell it, but then you get used to it. And then you don't realize how bad it is. But I was just like, okay, this is a perfect day. I have Yagna fire to go to. So I just sort of, add that to my, intention for that. So I did that. And then so I had like constant runny nose, sneezing. It didn't stop, it just kept going, like this allergic sort of allergy response. And then I got into the half lotus position, and like I do many times for the Yagna fire, and just tried to meditate. And yeah, within like 5-10 minutes, my runny nose had stopped almost completely, and I could breathe better through my nose. And so part of it is probably, just that posture helps the energy flow and everything. That's why it's important to get in those postures. But also just setting the intention, and then Vedagurudev, you have the fire there, and so that's really powerful for manifestation and intention. And it gets you to be present, and it gets your ego to get out of the way when you can focus on that fire, and like you helping other people and connecting with other people, or like burning their problems. So yeah, like just within like 5-10 minutes, whatever, I started to get better. And today, since we're not at that place, I'm better. I'm not completely better, but yeah, I don't have like the runny nose like I had yesterday. So everything's like calming down and getting better. So whenever there's an obstacle, it's just an opportunity, right, to learn something new, and to get past it, to transcend it. So that was my experience just last night. So yeah.
Great.
Great.
Mariana had a couple things to say. Let me see.
Okay, great.
Also, I have a chatter right after waking up and opening my eyes a bit. David Wilcock calls it a dream voice. Sometimes it does sound like some download. I wish I could write it down.
Yeah, so when I started on the path of Kriya Yoga, I would have these crazy dreams, and I keep like a journal next to my bed, and I would write it down. I used to try to write it down, the whole thing, but I realized that these dreams are like water in your hand. You can't hold water. It kind of drips out and it's gone in a few seconds. So I would just start writing words like I don't know, car, my brother, and then I would fill in the words later because it really dissipates quickly. So yeah, I would try to keep a journal next to your bed and write down as much as you can remember, and kind of write down one words that are the most important things in your dream, and just kind of fill in the blanks later when the dream dissipates. That's probably the best way I would do it. So yeah, try to write it down and try to remember as much as you can, and reflect on it.
Yeah, I had that happen quite a few times. But like I think you're in the morning, you're right when you wake up, you're open to the messages more than you would be in a waking state, in a completely awoken state. So that's happened to me before as well. I'll get messages of, kind of guiding messages. Or recently I had a certain mantra in my head, and that mantra I needed to emphasize more, I think. And so then I started doing that mantra more, and that helped me. So yeah, I think it's good to be reflective in the morning when you wake up, because you're more pure, especially if you had a deep night's sleep. You had a really deep sleep, and then I feel like your consciousness is more open to receive those divine messages. But what's happened for me is that I sometimes got them in the morning, but since like doing yoga more, meditating deeper, and opening myself up more, I get them not just in the morning. I will get them randomly, whatever time of day. Sometimes I get them when I'm doing hatha yoga. Sometimes I do them when I'm when I'm meditating. Sometimes I get them when I'm like driving my car. It just like you can't expect it. You don't want to like try to make it happen with your ego, because then that blocks it. But you just be open to it, and like I'll just like kind of communicate with a deity, like in my mind, like, can you please help me with this? Can you please guide me with this? And it usually doesn't happen like that second. Like you can't be like, oh well, Saraswati didn't talk to me, so she's not there. It's like, you just have to wait. They'll just wait until you're in a state where you can receive the message, because a lot of times we're not in that state when we're in the waking mind, because our ego is kind of, for better or for worse, it's sort of controlling a lot of the activities we do. So, but yeah, if you just stay open, yeah, you'll, I think, eventually get that guidance. Yeah, if your ego isn't blocking it. So, yeah.
I've got a question.
Okay.
Regarding God, like I posted something there about the Tower of Babel. I don't know if you got a chance to read it, but
Yeah, I
um,
saw it.
and anyway, like I'm wondering, is God judgmental? Will he like destroy evil? Is God responsible for all the cataclysms that happened here on Earth and wiped civilizations out? So, because that comes into like the fear, the fear of God, that they in Christianity they've kind of made it out to be like, yeah, God's gonna damn you to hell or whatever. But like, I'm just wondering, like, what type of God do we have, and like, why did Satan rebel? I mean, I believe that did happen, and I mean, there's evil, there's darkness and light, and there had to be some reason for that. I just don't understand it, And so, do you think God is judgmental and will, act in such a way?
Well, I will start by saying what I always say: a God defined is a God confined. So, me trying to think what God is thinking, whoa, you know, that
True.
would be the definite ego play of all ego plays. Yeah, right. So, I definitely don't want to put words in God's mouth. That's beyond my comprehension. So, I would just say, I have no clue, to be honest with you. Like, I can't speak for God. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know what God's plan is, and does God even have a plan, or is he just, what could I say, unconditional love, universal energy beyond my comprehension? So I really can't put God in a box and say what God is thinking or what God is doing, because I have no clue. You know, I'm just
But I think,
for me to do
sorry.
my inner work, let alone think what God thinks. So I got enough on my plate. God, who knows? Oh, my headphones just died. I changed them.
Oh, it's that time.
Yeah, so that comes from kind of like a religious, sort of dogmatic
Mhm.
ideology that, yeah, what Vedagurudev said of you're trying to define it in a mental way, and what the mind is great at is breaking things into parts so it can analyze them, so it can try to understand how they are in separation, in isolation, right? Like that's displayed in like the technology we have for like isolating different elements, and isolating different constituents of herbs and making them into drugs. And so the mind can like isolate and separate everything, and micro manage and analyze everything at all these minute levels. But when you do that and you are attached to that, I think you get further away from God, because and I think these religious approaches, they see they are looking through the lens of the ego of separation. So God is not, you're not going to fear God if you know you are a part of it. you are part of God. You are, you know, whatever you want to call source energy. Just when you say source energy, well, of course you have to be a part of it. It's impossible not to be. It's the source, right? It's the source of all creation. You're part of that. So like
Yeah.
when you isolate yourself as if you are separate from it, that's when fear can come in. But if you realize, not you as an ego, but the greater higher self, or, you know, the deeper source that you're connected to as well, you are that, you know. And I think people get that mixed because a lot of people, they're already projecting from their ego all the time and they don't have a break from that. And so maybe they even believe that, yeah, I'm God, I'm a part of God, but it's from a perspective of ego. So it's not like I'm God in my ego. It's like I'm God, the greater part of my higher self, of my deeper self, inner self, whatever. That is part of God, you know. So like when you have that, I don't think there's much fear. You know, it depends on, because like, and like with me, I did sort of fear Kali because she's quite fierce, but I'm sort of getting over that because I'm having this realization that that's part of me too. And if I ignore that part, if I try to project that part as being less important than another part, then I'm not really seeing myself clearly, you
Mm.
know, because all these, you know, the life cycle of everything, it all has its purpose. And, you know, Kali's like the wilderness energy. We need the wilderness. When we connect to nature, we really find ourselves. And so like that's a very important energy. It maybe will be fierce and not as easy to accept, but that's a essential part of God as well, not just like the beauty part, you know. So, or what we see as beauty anyways, from our ego mind. So I would say like once you realize it's not, once you're past the ego of separation, then it's not going to be scary in any way. It's reality, you know. It's like if you're afraid of reality, well, it's difficult, you know, but it's reality. And once you accept it, it's all good, and you can get past things a lot easier and not get hung up on them.
Good point. You know, being a part of God, why would God want to harm me? But you know, just everything I read, I get influenced by, and I'm like, oh, they're speaking of these gods that we, revere in yoga, and yet they're also telling about how God did this, and
Yeah,
um,
I've heard that about like Noah's Ark and like why would God kill all these people and stuff. But like we're viewing from like a really small ego perspective of like one life, and God has this you know, this view of everything, like the real far out view, and He knows what's best. So I think we you know, with our small human ego minds, we try to think like, oh, I know what I need to do. You know, I know, but really you don't. You need God's guidance to really know. And really you're not making the decisions. Once you just surrender, you're kind of like willed, you're swayed, I should say, to the right direction. So I think it's like that's my lesson too, about kind of like getting out of the way a bit and letting God, you know, kind of guide me, because a lot of people, they have a block there. You know, it's like a
mhm.
block of insecurity, like you know, I don't know what's up there, and you know, maybe they don't have a maybe trustful connection with God, and so then really ultimately they don't trust themselves, and so it's kind of like it's difficult to get discernment with that, you know. So
Great advice. Thank you.
no problem.
We've got lots of comments building up. I'll just go through them really quickly.
Okay.
Vanessa says, I have been going to yoga class at work every night. It has helped a lot. And
Great.
then Anton says, if I stay more present, I hope I can become as happy as you, Vedagurudev.
You stay present. And like we say in our class, happy, happy, happy. Just cross your arms across your chest and happy, happy, happy. Anytime you feel yourself not being happy, just tell yourself happy, happy, happy. Keep telling it till you become happy as me.
Yeah.
And you got to come to the Satsangs to get some of
Yeah.
Vedagurudev's all
Aura,
of our energies.
feeling the aura right now.
Yeah, where I submit my happiness to you, Shakti pathwise, over the satsang.
Also, he says, always being bothered in my mind with worries about what people around me thinks about me is a hinder to be present too. would be good to be less self-conscious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you realize what other people think of you. How did my guru say? Well, what other people think of you is none of your business. So you realize you're putting this perception on you when they probably don't even care. So, and it really doesn't matter because you're sovereign. You're the creator of your castle. You make your own path. So what your neighbor thinks of what you do or think about you really doesn't matter. It's none of your business. So just let them go and remove this rock, this monkey from your back that you have to please other people. Only person you have to please is yourself. So make your own path, be the best person you could be. What other people think of you, let that go. And when you let that perception go of what other people think of you, it's really liberating. Like when I used to DJ, my favorite thing to say was I don't work for you. Like just by saying that, you begin to liberate yourself. Like I don't care what you think, I don't work for you. You know? It doesn't matter. I don't work for you. What you think of what I do is none of my business. I don't care. So you just kind of liberate yourself and get yourself into that mind state of I don't care. 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 You're in my family. I care. Okay. You're my boss. You pay my bills. Okay, I care somewhat, but not all the way. You know, like you don't pay any of my bills. I don't care. 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 Free liberation.
Yeah.
You're a free bird. You're flying. You know, you're not in the cage of other people's perceptions of yourself. So you don't you just let all that go. Like I don't need this rock. I travel light. I have no baggage. I don't care what anybody thinks. I do what I want. I live my life how I want. I'm free. I'm a free bird. I'm gonna fly high and do whatever I like. And if they don't like it, so what? You know, so be free, my friend Anton. Be free.
I don't know.
And it's a
He's really
double-edged sword about like you are motivated to improve yourself, but at the same time, when you improve yourself via the ego, then you're making it worse. You're actually adding more layers to it. You know, like how can you be present? Well, you can be present if you let go of thinking about being present so much. You know,
Right.
like if you're like, oh, am I present now? Am I like, it's okay to, think that, but if you dwell on it, it's gonna make it even worse. And that's been my problem in the past as well. And that I'm just, realizing now is we just create all these layers. It's like, it's a layer of, okay, I have anxiety, and then another layer of why do I have anxiety? And I shouldn't have anxiety. What can I do about this? What's my problem? What do I have to go to a therapist? And you're adding like all these layers when you're trying to figure it out, when actually you could just realize that the mind's never going to figure it out. The mind's always going to add more layers, and so
Mm,
you don't need less. You don't need more thinking, more figuring out. You mean less. You need to just let
true.
it go, and like it seems too simple for the mind to accept. Just let it go, right? And just let go and let God. But that's really what you have to do. And then eventually, if you can let go of like what other people think of you, then you can maybe realize that you're letting go of what your ego thinks about yourself. And you know and once you let go of yourself, as in the ego self, then it's much easier to get past this thinking. And for me too, I'm sort of an air element person, and so I constantly have a sort of stream of ideas or thoughts or whatever. And if I think to myself, like, I shouldn't be having these thoughts, that makes it even worse because you're trying to bottle up your consciousness. Like, I'm having these thoughts, I shouldn't be having these thoughts. And now there's double the the amount of thoughts. There's thoughts saying I should have thoughts, there's thoughts saying I shouldn't have thoughts. And so like you're adding more confusion, you're adding more ego traffic into your consciousness, basically. And so for me, I just accept that even if I'm thinking a lot, I'm just like, yeah, it's all good, and I just let it flow. And that's opened me up to some divine inspirations if I just let it be as it is. And then, for me, I've just gradually progressed to just, like Vedagurudev said, not caring, you know? Like, and once because all these thoughts that are not controlled, these are the ego saying, I don't accept what's going on right now.
Mm.
And even if something is like really bad and you have a really difficult challenge, there's no reason you can't accept it. I mean, with your consciousness, there's no reason you can't accept it. And if you do accept it, that challenge is going to be much easier to prevail over. The ego, it wants to resist everything. So when a challenge comes, it wants you to resist more. Like, no, I can't handle this. This shouldn't be happening. And it's all just chatter about basically, I don't accept this. So if you just accept it and you just stop adding more ego fuel to the fire, then and let go and let God, it's just it simplifies everything, you know, like in how you approach life and different things. And for me, I've needed that because I've gone through different health challenges. I really had to figure something out. I couldn't just sit around and not figure it out. And then that gives the ego, a chance to come in too. The ego will say, "Oh, I know exactly what you want to do," and but so you have to have discernment with that. And for me, when I just can let go, then I will get like some divine inspiration, uh, like we talked just a little bit ago about, maybe in the morning or maybe in a dream, or I'm doing yoga or whatever. It'll just come to me, and that will just it will guide me. And so I don't need to rely on my ego and all its ideas to guide me, because usually they're sort of like superficial ideas that aren't deep in thought or anything. And when you can connect to the power of God, when you open yourself up, then it like really humbles you. You're like, yeah, I know nothing. I don't know anything right now. And so, God, can you please tell me, because I'm kind of a dummy here. I don't know what's going on. And like, you have your divine vision and I don't have anything. And so that humbleness, it really opens you up and guides you. So yeah, that's been my experience anyways.
Something
I
about
think.
oh,
I just like he's Anton has a. I don't know. I'm just worried about him. Vedagurudev, I hear phrases in my head in silence. It started after a meditation. A lot seems to be underlying issues. Get told I'm worthless, or I am told to say sorry for being rightfully angry.
Yeah, so this is your ego trying to block you. This happened a lot to me when I started meditating. So you just use this practice that I said earlier, Sudi, detach, let go. Like you are worthless. Detach, let go. This doesn't serve me. I'm not worthless. I know who I am. Whatever this little devil on my shoulder is trying to tell me who I am, detach, let go. I don't listen to you. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. You clear out, you purify your mind, and when you have no thoughts, in the beginning it takes a while because there's a lot of a trash that has built up, right? That you gotta get rid of. In my case, this happened a lot, so it's a process. It takes a little while, but just keep doing that. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. Or you say the affirmation: Neti, neti. I am not this. I am not worthless. Worthy. I am not angry. I am not any of these emotions. I am not anything. Detach, let go. You let go. No, no. Whoever this is trying to tell me who I am, I don't believe you. I'm not any of these emotions. So you kind of go through this purifying, cleansing kind of process with your thoughts. And it takes a little while, but just keep going. Just keep going. Detach, let go. Because me, in my previous career as a DJ, I built up a lot of trash. And it took a while to burn it off. And your ego loves you being worthlessness. It loves that anger. It's like food for the ego. So it doesn't want to die. It doesn't want you to practice Kriya Yoga. It doesn't want you to detach or do any of this. So it's going to fight you. But you just got to keep let go. I am not worthless. I am not angry. I am not any of these emotions. These are all a joke to me. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. Just keep letting it go till you come to a state where there is no more voices. So it's a process. It takes a little while, but we'll help you on the path here at the Kriya Yoga School. We want you to be the best person you could be. So just whatever voices come into your head, just keep detaching, letting them go. Realize you are not your thoughts, and they can't affect you no more. You almost start watching your thoughts like a comedy movie, like laughing at them. Yeah, yeah, sure, I'm worthless. Okay, come on. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. Yeah, I'm angry. Oh, yeah, yeah. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. This is a funny comedy movie. What am I watching? Seinfeld right now? I'm laughing. I'm not worthless. Detach, let go. Detach, let go. Just keep letting it go till you come to a point where there are no more voices. And then you'll have a really profound meditation because there won't be this monkey mind jumping from tree to tree like, oh, you're worthless, you're angry, oh, you're a bad guy, you're blah 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 blah. You just let it go, right? you know
Yeah, and like seriousness is the key there, because when you take yourself seriously, that's the ego, and it's
Right,
like
true.
it's on both sides, you know. So like maybe one voice says you're worthless, and another voice says no, you're amazing. You know,
Right,
like they're trying to like compensate for the other, but they're the same thing. You know, so basically what you do is you just no, I don't take any of these sides seriously. I don't need to take a side. I just
right,
let
no
go
sign.
and laugh at it, and that's like for me that's the best way too, because I would like try to counter it like, no, actually it's not that bad. No, no, it is horrible, but no, I'm great. No,
Yeah,
and I think that happens with everyone, like to some degree, like
yeah,
they're bouncing between these different poles of the ego, and eventually you just got to just snap out of that. And you said that you have underlying issues. Everyone has underlying issues if you're a human. It's called karma, and I don't think there's a single human without it. So
yeah.
don't like worry about that. Like I have underlying issues. Well, that's why you're here. We have underlying issues. That's why we're here on this earth to go into the practice. And when there's all these energy channels in the body called nadis, but the three main ones, right, are the Ida, the Pingala. These are the left and right, like the heat and the cold, and then
Hmm.
in the middle is the Sushumna, right? And so and I've felt this in my energy body, like when you start doing the practice consistently again and again, it starts to shift these nadis so that not the energy is not ping ponging between the Ida Pingala, the left and the right. It's not going the separation is not going back and forth quite as much, and it'll start being channeled into that middle channel, which is along your spine, and that is like the energy of, I mean, what can I say, it's the energy of oneness of God. And once you start to get to that oneness, then the ego, it doesn't have as much power. You're not, because your energy just naturally is not bouncing from one pole to the other, from cold to hot, from whatever, however you want to, from
Mm.
feminine to male or whatever. It's more balanced, it's more synchronized, it's more harmonious. And so when your energy is more harmonious, it's really difficult for the ego to keep hold. And for me, I've just noticed that, like, um, I before my ego would be able to come in a lot easier, but now, since I'm working on creating a more pure environment, just through, not through my mind, but just through doing the practices of meditation and yoga, that I cannot really fall too far. Like I can't be blinded too much with the ego. Like um, the threshold is changed. Before I could fall pretty far and like go into a spiral, but now I can't go down too far no matter what happens. You know, like even if I was like hospitalized or something like that, I wouldn't fall too far because like that energy is just flowing appropriately. So when the energy is flowing appropriately, you're going to have an easier time seeing the ego and dispelling all its myths and theories and all this stuff. So that's been my experience. So it's not really going to help to talk about it as much as just doing it, doing the practice. So like if you're in the free school, then you could uh do the like the mini course that Vedagurudev has, and then like that's like a really good start. Like I do those, like what's in that mini course, pretty much all of those, and like just doing that is like a big start, like to physical health, and also like harmonizing the energy. And then if you like go into the normal school, then you have like the bijas for each chakra. You have many other things in meditation to like balance all these energy centers, and then you'll get the energy flowing in the middle channel to where you won't even have to worry about it as much. It just won't be natural to worry, because that's like an ego sort of consciousness. So if you're not, if your energy is so pure, it doesn't harbor that sort of energy. So like that's always, I think that was always the answer, is just like do the work, do the work, and you'll see the benefit. You just need to be consistent. Yeah.
Yeah, and once you go through the classes, you'll see what really resonates with you and what really uplifts you. So in the free school, we have the mini course where it basically gives you a framework where there's probably something that will help you. But in our real school, there's hundreds of classes, and there's definitely something that will help uplift you for sure. So just go through and do what resonates with you, what enhances you and resonates with you and uplifts you, and just put that in your toolbox and keep going and cultivate that and do that every day. Add that to your daily sadhana practice, and you'll be surprised the fruits and the benefits you get from practicing Kriya Yoga.
Yeah, for sure. And he also said he's rightfully angry. I'm told to say sorry, be rightfully angry. So that's just more not accepting what's
Mm.
happening, you know? Like the one layer is I have this thought, and the next layer is I don't accept this thought, and the next layer is I don't accept that last thought either. It's just a chain of insanity that which we're all in, we have been in. It's not just you, it's everyone. So don't
Yeah,
worry about that. Just like it's the human condition, and so you need to transcend that. You're not just this human body or this human experience. In fact, you could see it in a way that you're not that at all. You're connected to everything, and to whittle down your consciousness to this little human form is pathetic. It's not what we are. So
Something I
yeah.
wanted to say about acceptance, and I heard this either through Bashar or through R.J. Spina. They like to use the term instead of acceptance as allowance, because acceptance sounds kind of like a permanent situation, whereas allowance, if it's something bad like I'm doing with my eyes, like I'm in allowance of it right now, but I have expectations that it's going to get better, and this too shall pass. So they like to use that
I like
term,
acceptance better. It's just your preference, you
of
know?
course.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Because acceptance, like, I don't know how you can you pervert acceptance? Like, I accept it. How can you pervert that with your mind? I don't get it.
It just sounds more permanent, so I kind of like what
But
they
that's good
have.
if it's permanent.
You
I accept
Well,
it
like my
forever.
eye condition, oh, I accept it, and it's never going to change. I'll just
No,
keep it like
yeah.
this. But
Yeah, okay. You found a way to pervert it. All right, I got it. But like, yeah, you accept. If you accept it, doesn't mean it's gonna never change. Because if you think it's never gonna change, that's a projection. That's like another layer. Like, I accept that I'm never gonna get better. That's like the ego, like, coming in. But if you just pure acceptance, that just means whatever happens, I'm good. I know I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm not this experience. I'm, divine. And then, like, it's just a weight off your shoulders when you're like that, and then you invite healing.
Mm.
If you can just say I'm none of this, and you know it's all good. Like, just saying that just feels good, and because it's you're getting rid of these projections. So I think if people want to add on projections to the word acceptance, that's okay. But if you just focus on only the word, only acceptance, I think, yeah, it's fine. That's perfect for me.
yeah, same thing, just a different terminology, I guess.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, for sure. We all have different, like, experiences and stuff. Maybe there's some negative connotation that attaches to
yeah,
certain words, So,
definitely.
like, maybe if your parents said you need to accept this, like, you need to go to this college and you need to blah blah blah, right? And then that word has a negative connotation to you now.
Yeah,
So whatever word you want to use that frees your mind and your soul is fine. Yeah.
But even allowance is a word like that. Like when I say allowance, it's like, please, Papa, can I have some money
Yeah, yeah,
this
me too.
week?
Yeah.
Like. So whatever word works best for you and uplifts you, that's the correct word or resonates with you.
Yeah, maybe because me, I feel like I have some sort of past life of abuse, being a female, that kind of came up before meditation. So allowance, maybe that's why I don't resonate with that as much. It's kind of like I allow you to rape me, you know? So,
Mm,
because you could take negative with that as well. So yeah, just
yeah.
whatever word, like some people like to say surrender,
Yeah.
before I was sensitive to that. But I think once you like actually clear yourself out, every word is fine. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
like in the beginning, you have all these attachments, so it's like that triggers that attachment, and that triggers that one. But then you like just feel good with everything, and then you don't, it doesn't matter what word you use, you can turn it into something good, and that's like
Yeah, true.
the alchemy. Right, the alchemy that's working in like live time. It's like you're harboring that beautiful pure energy. It's just going to transform everything into something divine. But if it's the opposite, if the ego is like your energy flow, then it's going to look at everything negative of every word, So that's just the nature of the ego, I think. Because before I
Uh,
was sensitive to say surrender. I was like, I don't want to say surrender. I feel like I'm giving up my power, you know?
Mhm.
Like something's
Yeah.
going to overpower me. I'm weak, but that was the ego adding that in there,
Mm,
because if you just surrender to God, you can feel that power. Because when you don't want to surrender to God, you're basically saying, I'm not going to give up this part of my ego, God. So can you please give me some space? you know,
yeah.
I need to have a little bit of ego, God. You just back away, give me space. But like when you like let go of that too, it's like, oh yeah, my experience is actually an illusion as well. So I don't need to, I can let that go, and I can surrender to God, no problem. So I don't have a problem saying surrender now. It's all good. Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
good.
um, Suha has a question about what are your thoughts of astral projection? I do
Do it.
that not intentionally, and the trip stays
Oh,
in my
okay.
memory. I asked my teacher, and he told me there's messages for you, and it did have a message. It did have the messages after several years. I explained it. So it was messages for the future. It's the unknown that nobody can explain. So,
So what was the first part? What do
what are
I
your
think of
thoughts of
on
astral projection?
I mean, my guru mostly told me like the astral plane is kind of Disneyland. It's not really our place. So we mostly do our inner work inside us as us. We don't really need to go anywhere. We kind of do the inner work. I mean, if you could get profound benefits from astral travel, then why not? But in my personal opinion, I prefer to do the inner work inside me as me. Like I don't need to go anywhere or do anything. I'm perfectly happy doing my inner work here. So my answers are all self-realized. So in yoga, the ultimate goal is self-realization. So we're always trying to realize our inner self inside us as us. So we don't need to really go anywhere or do anything. So
Yeah. And when you
I
say
don't really
about
try to I don't try to astral travel.
and when you say I'm getting messages from the future, that's a projection, that's ego. Like the future is now. This is the only time
Right.
that's really right now. So if you're looking
For,
at past and future, you're in duality. So that just and that's basically that is the astral plane. That's like the ultimate. I mean, you're just stuck in one resonating form of duality. Like you can't move. Like here, we have the ability to move from one pole to the other, which is why it's a great learning experience. But when you're in the astral, you're just trapped at that resonation, and so you can't get out of it. So I feel like that's like yeah, not a great place to resonate at. But if it happens spontaneously, just um, you know, um, yeah, just try to be open to like divine messages. But like I feel like many people maybe just need to correct their grounding, their energy grounding, and do yoga, touch the ground, do some work
mm,
outside. And I feel like people who are grounded and good, even if they have those sort of experiences, they're not going to be rattled by them.
yeah.
So So maybe you need to fix your grounding. Like some people think like, if I astral travel, that means I'm highly developed or something. But maybe it's actually a negative side effect for not being grounded, because I was like all in the clouds before too, and it's not fun to be there. It's a very, it's the opposite of liberating, because if you're projecting yourself to a place where you have no control,
Mm.
that's the exact opposite of what you want. You don't want any projection. You want to be comfortable with what you are right here, right now.
Yeah, I had a
Yeah, like
friend who had out of body experiences, but it was involuntary, So he also has like these dreams, weird dreams, like he's in this alien place, and he thinks it's like a parallel reality that he's like experiencing simultaneously, and somehow he's connected with that on some level. But his out of body experiences that he told me about, kind of, that's how we became friends. Talking, he was one of my customers, but talking about that, he got scared. He didn't know how to get back. He saw his body. He didn't know how to get back in. And after he got a little bit comfortable, he like could stick his head into a wall and look in between it, and yeah, stuff like that. But it's not something he was trying to do. But it hasn't happened to him in a long time. So it could be an involved, like you were saying. It just happened, not something you're trying to do just because you want to explore around or whatever.
I mean, one thing is good is like it can wake you up to I'm not just this body, I'm not just
mm,
this experience. And so I would just take that as like a lesson, to like open your consciousness. But don't get attached to I don't like say like, oh, now I can be called this wonderful astral traveler guy, like now I'm gonna attach a ego identity to this because this is
mm,
me, because that's gonna you're basically creating more karma for yourself if you do that. That's why like I don't think it's natural to be jumping between all these lives and stuff, because it's like, oh, let's connect to this karma and that karma and this karma. Like that's why we have this focus here. So like, yeah, it's good to know that there are past lives. Many people don't believe in that, but it's not, even if you don't, it's not really necessary, because if you just focus all your attention on this life and like bettering yourself, then that's all that really matters anyways. So, and like some people do like the hemi sync, and they have these audio programs for like astral traveling and stuff. Like they like beam a certain frequency, sound into your consciousness. And then I've done that before a long time ago, and it does work actually. Like I started to be able to get out of my body a little bit, but I was too afraid to go any further for a good reason, because it's not natural to like detach from your body in a waking state like that when you're not ready, when you're full of karma, full of ego. It's not just like we
mm,
talk about ayahuasca. That's basically the same thing. You're just doing it, with sounds, so it's basically like a sound frequency drug that you can take. And I'm not saying please don't do it. It's not worth it. But yeah, I've had that too. And you feel like you're like in between sleeping and waking, and you feel like the vibrations in your consciousness, and it starts to get more intense and more intense. And so I experimented with all of that a long time ago as well, but it didn't uplift me at all. Like I didn't get any progress from that. It was just like, well, that's scary. uh, now I'm afraid of like getting out of my body. I'm afraid of like the astral plane. I'm afraid, So it kind of like added more ego. So for me, it didn't really. I mean, it was good to know I'm not this body in an experience like that, but I don't think you need to take it so far. You don't need to be focused on that. So, and if you like think about astral traveling a lot, it's going to be in your subconscious, so you might do it more. But if you just let it go, it probably won't happen spontaneously as much as if you were just, worrying about it so much. Like just, whatever, it's all good, and I'll just like take the best of it and just keep doing my practice. I think is the best way to go.
yeah.
Let's see. Mariana says that God isn't judgmental, but it has to give us free will. Otherwise, we'll be robotic creatures and not learning or evolving, reducing the entropy of the whole. Evil is simply absence of God.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, it's delusion. Yeah.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah, why would be God be judgmental? Like he is everything and everywhere. So those are lower emotions that I don't feel, in my perception, apply to God. Is beyond those lower 3D emotions.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Hosea 13:4-8 and Revelation 13:2 is interesting to compare. In Hosea, it is God, and in Revelation, the beast, and both is described as a lion, bear, and leopard. And Gnostics describe Demiurge as a lion.
Okay.
I don't know anything about the Bible.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
the
so
Gnostics, they see everything as separate too. They see there's like an artificial God that's controlling everything, and then they see there's a, you know, divine source energy above that. But they're also their mind is working in separation. So I believe that Gnostics is probably a little more enlightened version of the normal, you know, Christian dogma, but still they're looking in separation, because I was in this focus as well, and in the soul trap and all this stuff. But it's like just an excuse of your ego to not just, you know, open up to God, really. You know, you're separating God into all these pieces. You know, well, this is a good part of God, this is a bad part of God. Like, you are all of it, you know. You are all of it, so don't separate it. Like, you want to call it the demiurge or whatever, it all has a very important purpose in developing your soul, you know. So
yeah.
yeah, whether it's whether it's a beautiful form, you know, like a Saraswati, or it's a more fierce form of God like Kali, or some of these fierce Buddhist gods, whatever, they're all equally important. You know, they're all part of the same thing. So
Related to that, if we were all like living in a paradise and there was no darkness or what we would call evil, would we seek God? You know, we're already like happy and
Hmm.
blissful in our lives, and we have no problems. We don't have to worry about money. If we lived in some, you know, some kind of paradise like that, so
so
you know,
that's paradise for the ego, though. That's actually hell. You know, so as we talk about that Twilight Zone episode where he can win everything every time in the casino, he can get all the girls. It's the worst experience ever. You know, so like what we think of as like paradise is like the ego has a different idea about that. It's like if your ego's loving it, it's probably not true paradise. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then back on God. God created the perfect universe with some degree of free will. I don't think there's that evil second power, just the absence of God in our hearts, acting of fear and ego consciousness, not of love and heart consciousness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, you're isolating yourself. You're getting, like you said, you're getting away from God. You're disillusioned to not want to see God. You know, so you're creating all these separations that are not there.
And
So
then,
it's really like a I am thing. Like, what am I? You know,
yeah.
I am this. I'm this little being here. This is all I am. Then it's going to be very scary. The more scared you are, the more worried you are. You know, the more jealous you are, the more angry you are. Whatever negative, unbalanced emotion, that just makes you more disillusioned, more further away from seeing God. It doesn't mean you're not part of God. You just refuse to see Him, basically, or see it, or however you want to say it.
And Anton, he says to you, Vedagurudev, I'd happily pick up on your positive charisma, Vedagurudev, because I get so easily influenced by people. So being in your community is probably going to make me better.
Well, I hope so. Be the best person you could be. Your positive charisma, Vedagurudev. Yeah, I'm happy to share as much positive charisma as possible. We just want you to be the best person you could be. Whether it's not necessary to cost you anything, it's free. Just go through the mini courses, like Brian said, and see which one helps uplift you. If you want more, there's more over here. So we're trying to make help as many people with Kriya Yoga as possible. This is my true blessing to help as many people as possible. So we're looking for empty Kriya Yoga cups to fill up with some Kriya Yoga juice. So be the best person you can be. Feel free to ask questions in our community. And anybody who's watching this, join our free Kriya Yoga School, freekriyayoga.com. We have an interactive community. We have great classrooms and Satsang. So we'd love to have as many people there and help as many people as possible through the practice of Kriya Yoga. So we're an open book. We help as many people as possible.
Also, Anton says your curtains are moving. Vedagurudev. I think it's because you're a fan.
Yeah, it's hot in Thailand, so it's like 90 degrees right now. So I have a fan to kind of blow some wind on me. I have this big light, so it starts to cook me after a while. You know, I don't want to be a cooked chicken, so you can see my curtains kind of moving. You see, it's daytime in Thailand, so the sun is powerful. Look how powerful that Thai sun is.
I thought it was your aura, your prana.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that would be my ego talking. I'm radiating in enlightenment, and it's moving my curtains. Watch me levitate. So I try not to get in that ego play. You know, it's just my fan blowing my curtains. No, nothing special over here. Just like you, Anton, regular guy, just trying to feel my way around in the dark and make some progress on the spiritual path.
I'd like to ask Anton where he's located and how he came across the school.
So I don't know where Anton's located, but I think Anton is a follower of Chad's Open Your Reality.
Okay.
So he sent me a message like, "Where's Chad?" And I sent him. I don't know what Chad's situation is, but we have a free Kriya Yoga school you could join. So he joined, and I'm glad he's getting some benefits from it.
Yeah, great.
So everybody out there, tell a friend, freekriyayoga.com, helping as many people for free as possible. And if you're not familiar with school, I uploaded a video. This is how you log on to the school. And once you're in the school, I show you how to navigate school platform if you're not aware.
Suha, she had to go. Thank you.
Okay.
I have to leave. Thank you, Vedagurudev.
Thank you, Suha, for attending our 33rd satsang. You're welcome anytime, any week. Always welcome. All of our members, all of the public, everybody.
So Anton answered your question. I live in Sweden. I found Vedagurudev from Open Your Reality. I sent a message on Gmail to him and was encouraged to join.
Okay, great. Welcome, Anton from Sweden.
That's so interesting that, all people from all around the world, and I'm curious about Sweden because I just heard stuff, deep state stuff, like that's like one of their places.
Alien stuff?
Huh?
I want to hear the alien theories about Sweden. I haven't heard those yet.
No, but earlier we were talking about, I don't know if you've heard of Farsight, but they're remote viewers. There's a Farsight Institute.
I've heard of it all. I was deep into all this.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I was listening to Dr. Courtney on, like what he has like pulled out of the remote viewing world about what he thinks is going on. And he purports that he's not from this, he calls this prison planet. He says he's not, him and his son are not from here. They came in from the outside because once you get in, he says it's very hard to get out because of the, love thing. But, this is just what he says. But what I liked about, well, and he says, there's no beings such as angels, and everybody, it's just all people with basically just different evolutionary scales of people. There's no, whatever. Yeah, he specifically said angels, but and that something I had heard of was the Akashic records, and he's like, there's no Akashic records because time and space do not exist as in that realm as we perceive it here. Everything happens all at once. So if you want to know something, you can just go back to it because it's still happening right now, future and past all at the same time. And very interesting stuff. And um just about infinity, we cannot wrap our mind about it, that we're infinite, infinitely big, infinitely small. I sometimes just wonder if I'm even moving anywhere. Everything might just be being projected in front of me, and I'm just, we're all just at this one point of God, so weird
Yeah.
stuff. But
Yeah, I see where he's coming from with that, because I mean, like, but you can't really say like this is true and this is not true, because it's like both of them are true based on your projection, your perspective,
True.
you know? So like if you say like there's not Akashic records, at the ultimate level it's all one, so that's technically true, right? I mean, everything's happening at once, there's no past or whatever.
mhm.
But then at the same time, if you're in that level of ego, that is true for you. So it's sort of, yeah. I think he was the one where wasn't he like he had some special camera and he's like looking at UFOs.
Oh yeah.
That was the one, right?
Yeah.
And he was posting them on I don't know what social media platform. And
Instagram, yeah. I checked out a few of those, but yeah,
yeah,
they did something to the camera to where it could pick up cloaked vehicle, cloaked spaceships and stuff.
yeah. Sorry, Courtney, I unsubscribed a while ago, but I know some of your insights are maybe helpful for people. Like especially for people who are stuck in like this consciousness of this is my life. It's good to open your mind, and then see where God
Yeah.
takes it. So yeah, but yeah,
Anton says priority right now, be in present moment and take the advice from Vedagurudev. Do not care what people around me think all the time. I am in the present moment. Those thoughts may not even show up.
Great. Yeah, sounds like good advice from Vedagurudev.
and you must
Yeah.
kiss his feet if you meet him.
No, don't
I'm
kiss
joking.
my feet. No, not necessary.
Wash them.
You must wash his car once a month.
not necessary. Yeah, so just stay in the present moment. Realize none of this serves you in the present moment. What other people think, it's none of your business. Just be as happy and enjoy the present moment as possible. So yeah, that's good advice from myself. I pat myself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to stay out of the ego play,
I met
Yeah,
Vedagurudev and he didn't make me kiss his feet, so don't worry.
Yeah, Brian has met me in person in Thailand, and I didn't make Brian wash my car or kiss his feet. It's a highly unnecessary, So any guru makes you wash his car or kiss his feet, question that guru.
Was there a bro hug or a handshake or what was there?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, but
there-
it wasn't forced. Yeah.
Yeah, there was definitely a bro hug. There was definitely a lot of love going around, but it wasn't forced like Brian said, it was natural.
Yeah. I wasn't like, ew, I gotta hug you, like seriously. It was like I was hugging him. And I felt like he wasn't even hugging me. I was like hugging him. I don't know what's happening. I was in another another parallel universe or something.
I think you even told me like I tried to shake your hand and says brothers don't shake hands, we hug, and I was like, okay, you're right,
Yeah, the second time was a little more comfortable. The first time I didn't know what to expect. Like you're going to be levitating in your white robe, and what do? I need to bow for it before you, or what? But no, you just dress like everyone else, and you couldn't tell like who you were. You're a yogi, you're a mechanic, or who knows what you are. You're just a person. So
Regular
and I think
guy
that's,
out here.
yeah, and I think that's good. Like that means like the yogis that are presenting themselves as yogis so much and like talking about themselves, that's ego, So if you're just
Yeah, yeah,
like the people that are actually advanced, they don't care, like they're too conscious to care, you know they're they're too conscious about God to care about what you think, or how they present themselves to other people. So that's what I've learned too, and that helps you kind of with your discernment see what so-called yogis are sort of in their ego, and that's very helpful to have that discernment as well. So
yeah.
Anton says, me at the Kriya Yoga School. Wow, so amazing to be here. 6 months later, I miss my home and when I could afford food. Joke aside.
what about that? I'm
I don't know.
confused.
I
Why
don't.
can't you buy food now? You don't have to go to the Himalayan
Maybe
mountains
explain.
and meditate all day or something, like you can work too. So,
Yeah,
and your work's going to be easier if you're conscious, because then you don't worry about what other people think about you. You can just focus on your work. Like I was thinking that before too, like, oh, I got to do Kriya Yoga, so I'm a Kriya Yogi now. I can't do work. I can't focus on work. But then when I actually like realized, like, actually it's about engaging your consciousness. Everything is a test of meditation, and
true.
like engaging in your own work is also a test of meditation. So not only can you work, you should work, and you should do the dance of being in this life and bringing meditation in it, and then your work's going to
Mm,
be better. Maybe you'll find
true.
a better job and like do something that speaks to your soul better, because you're resonating there and you're removing the blockages and the obstacles of your ego. So what are you talking about? You're going to make more money, and
Yeah.
maybe you'll start a charity and start feeding people that need it, because you have so much, you don't need it. So
Yeah, and in yoga they say in the world but not of the world. So once you integrate these practices of Kriya Yoga into your daily life, you'll be able to see you're not attached to anything. So if your boss yells at you at work, you're not attached to it. So it doesn't really bother you. So it really helps get you through the day. Like even a simple practice like Purnasudi, complete yogic breath, which is in the mini course, I think it's number 2, that just waking up and doing that for 5 minutes can serve you the whole day. And before you go to bed, it could help guide you through the whole day. So once you start integrating these Kriya Yoga practices in your day, you'll be in the world but not of the world. And you won't be attached to any kind of outcome or what people say about you. You'll just kind of walk through life like the guiding light, and the darkness around you won't affect you. So you could still work. I realized that too. Like I wanted to be in the Himalayan mountains and meditate all day and do everything, but I realized my place was more in the world and not of the world. So now I'm trying to help people like you, Anton, see they can integrate Kriya Yoga into their daily life. And Kriya Yoga is for everybody. Not only not only for yogis. You don't have to meditate all day. You could do a simple meditation for 5 minutes, and it could guide you through the whole day.
He said you joked about kissing Vedaguru's feet, so I just took the joke further because some corrupt gurus out there make you pay money and you end up poor. These gurus got lots of ego.
Yeah. So I'll tell you a funny story. I went to the Kumbh Mela, and there was this guru there. He had sunglasses on and security and everything, and I was like, ugh. I went as far away from this guy as possible and just meditated by myself off in the corner. So when I came out of my meditation, there was everybody who was surrounding him around me, and I was like, where'd all these people come from? And they were like, we enjoyed your energy way more than him. And he was kind of mad at me, like, don't you know I'm an enlightened being? And I was like, so we just want you to be the best person you could be at the Kriya Yoga School. There, if you want to go to the paid community, there's over 100 courses and classes and all kinds of stuff, but it's not necessary. We just want to give wholeheartedly free, and we want you to be the best person you could be with no ego.
He has a joke. Sat Guru just exited the chat.
Oh, Jai Sadguru, he was here listening to our insights.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Hold on a
So
second.
yeah.
Sorry.
So when you went off, I was telling the story like one of these gurus with all this ego and sunglasses and security was at the Kumbh Mela, and I saw him with all his devotees like following him around, and I was like, ugh, ego play, and I just went as far away as that guy as I could. And then when I opened my eyes, came out of my meditation, most of his followers were around me, and I was like, why'd you come here? And they were like, we liked your energy better than him. So just just radiate positive energy and everything would be great. So we're not trying to get you to empty out your bank account for enlightenment. No need here. Everything is free. If you want to go to the paid, that's fine. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. Be the best person you could be. That is the best payment for me. Kriya Yoga has helped me and so much of our members at the Kriya Yoga School. We wanted to help you, and we wanted to integrate it in your life and be the best person you could be. No money required.
Yeah, people are attracted to authenticity.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult to find that. Authenticity is in high demand in this world because there's a bunch of fakers, a bunch of posers, a bunch of charlatans. But like it's most people, if we're honest. I mean,
Sure.
and not even, and some of them probably aren't even conscious. They're just doing what other people are doing. They're just following. Like this is what we do. We try to steal people's money. It's just what we do. But this is authentic energy. And that's why people were attracted to Vedagurudev. He wasn't inviting that, and that's probably when ironically when you do invite it is when you don't care if other people are following you or not. You're just it's just that authentic energy that you have, And I think Vedagurudev, you're so inclusive that your particular energy is very inclusive, so it is inviting. But that doesn't mean other yogis might be more fierce, and maybe they're not quite as inviting, but they're also authentic and divine, so it's not
Yeah.
it's not about these superficial wants of our ego. It's really about that deep form of authenticity. It's sometimes easier to see than other times, but like I'm glad there's a variety of all different sort of enlightened people that have realized the limitations of their mind, and because it gives us all different examples. It's just a reflection of different parts of the divine. So and then it's easier, like even if there are some like charlatans, you can see the good in them too, that it's easy to get caught up in the ego, and it's very difficult to unravel it, so everyone's in that challenge, so it's all good.
Yeah. I mean, even following a charlatan is better than not doing anything, just being stuck in your ego. So my guru always used to say, like, in the Indian tradition of the Kriya Yogic practice, Hatha Yoga is probably the least amount. And that in America, it's probably the most amount that they do. So my guru would say, well, even though they're not meditating or they're not doing pranayama, they're still trying to help their physical body. So it's better than nothing, So we respect it all,
Yeah, it's about the intention is not quite as deep, right? Because when I did yoga before, like a lot of the yoga I'm doing, I'm kind of mixing some of what you taught us, Vedagurudev, in the Kriya Yoga School. But I've done yoga for a while, and there's some things that just work for me that I do, that I have been doing. So I kind of mix it all together. And but the difference is, it's like a spiritual experience now when I do it. I'm really relaxing, and I feel I'm intentionally connecting with God when I go through these stretches, when I go through these postures. When before it was just like, this is what I do to feel good for my body. And and then earlier in my life, when I was younger, of course, it's more like, how can I impress girls? That's like the only reason you do it. If we're honest, it's like I don't really even care about my body, just how other people want to see it. I don't care. I'm young, I'm healthy enough, whatever. That's not a focus. So but as you get older, you kind of get, hopefully get wiser and see your ego more clearly.
Yeah.
And then but before Kriya Yoga School, it was kind of like, well, it makes me healthy and stuff. And then after it, now it's a deep spiritual experience. It's like a moving meditation, sort of a restorative sort of a process. So yeah, it's really transformational when you combine the different elements of bhakti, of being devoted to God and praising God through different mantras. And at the same time, you have your meditation practice, and you combine that with hatha yoga, and they all work synchronistically and very powerfully when you put them together. So
Anton says I definitely need to get out of my ego, because I am literally sitting here worrying about what you all think about my messages, and you guys already moved on from that.
well, that's good. You're reflective. Yeah, that's good to be reflective of that and say, like, I see you, ego. Like, what's the big deal? Like, no one cares. No one cares about you, ego. Go away.
Yeah. No judgment at the Kriya Yoga School. We're not judging you at all. So you could let that rock off your back. Travel light, my friend. No judgment here. So you don't need to worry about any of that at the Kriya Yoga School. We accept you how you are.
Yeah. But people who do have ego, they'll be like, oh, yeah, like if you go to a psychiatrist, like, oh, that ego is very bad. Let's give you some medication. You are they're just trying to tell you how bad your ego is to grow it further, But we want to do the opposite, like
Yeah.
everyone has problems. Don't worry about it. Just do yoga, do meditation,
Right.
connect to God, however you want to. Make it simple.
If it doesn't serve you in the present moment, let it go. Doesn't serve you.
And the
Thinking what
ego
other
becomes
people
more
think of you.
obvious too. Like if you're doing something so balanced and you have a problem with it, it's your ego,
Yeah, true.
Like I just want to be in peace right now. No, this is very bad.
No.
This is gonna make you not good at your work, and no one's gonna like you anymore because you're like this person. You're not this peaceful person. They're not gonna know who you are. It's crazy, The ego is very crazy. It's very deranged and crazy. But once you calm yourself, then you're gonna see that more clearly. Because if you're not calm, you're riding the wave of the ego, which is very there's a lot of turbulence with that wave, But if you ride the wave of God, it's just very seamless, and you can kind of detach from this stuff easier.
Yeah, don't sign up to the Kriya Yoga School. Vedagurudev will make you wash his car. Nope, he didn't. Ego, you're a liar.
Liar.
Right. I highly doubt he's going to bring his car all the way to Sweden so I could wash it. Ego, you're a liar.
Mariana had a dream. I hope comes true. She says, I have a dream. I win the lottery, not millions, but just enough money to pay off my debts and pay for us all to go together with Vedagurudev to the Himalayas as a group and visit all the beautiful places there, just like in Kyle's video he posted at the Kriya Yoga School. Yes.
Great. Yeah, sounds great. I hope you win the Canadian lottery, and we could all have a pilgrimage or a yatra to the Himalayan mountains. That would be outstanding.
Yes. All our plane tickets are paid for.
I'm putting that into the universe right now.
And then Anton just responded to what we were talking about. He's ha ha ha. So I've been on a video rampaging Vedagurudev, as you know, and one video that stands out is when you acts of kindness, it raises your serotonin levels to be the giver and the receiver, but actually the observer, it raises their serotonin levels. And I just witnessed that. I was in my car driving and somebody's car broke down and he was pushing it and I couldn't help him. And then somebody jumped out of their car and started pushing their car across the traffic. And it made me good seeing that. It was like, he's a hero. He helped him push his car across the busy traffic. but I think it does help you when you see other people doing acts of kindness. So
Yeah,
it like
I
helps
I agree.
everybody.
It collectively uplifts the whole. So like, even if you didn't do the act of kindness, you say, "Oh, that was cool."
Yeah.
Like that, I really appreciate that. That helped uplift me indirectly just by being the observer. Even though I didn't do the action, I still observed the action, and it still uplifted me. I still got the collective benefit of it. So it's, yeah, I agree. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah, it would just put me in such a great mood witnessing that. Oh, here comes that Anton. Vedagurudev, please make me sane. Take me from all the chaos, but sometimes I want chaos, but that would be the ego. Solitude can be painful.
Okay, make you sane. All right, well, let's try some Shakti path.
Oh man, are you ready for this?
Anton, you are now sane. Swaha. Goodbye, insanity. Right? Anton, Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti Soyam, Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti Param. Swaha. Your insanity no longer serves you. It is burned in the holy Yagna flames. Goodbye.
Yes, I am sane now. Thank you.
It worked. Jai Babaji. Jai Babaji. All the glory to Babaji. Babaji's driving my car. I'm just witnessing him drive around. So all the praise and glory to Babaji.
Yeah, I had a kind of you were speaking about the experience that guy that helped push the car, but on my way back from the eye doctor, um, there was like a homeless guy on the side of the road, and I always usually give to those guys, and so I just gave him like $3, but and then he's like, "Do you pray?" And and I was like, "Yeah." I mean, he's like, "Can you pray for me to like get this job at like Dollar Tree?" And I was like,
Mm.
"Sure, I'll do it," you know. But it just kind of, I was just like thinking, you know, how grateful I was just to be in the, you know, in the position that I'm in. It just made me, you know, just realize how fortunate I am, and and it just felt good, you know, even though it was only like $3. But yeah, the praying part, I think he needed more than the money.
And that's a beautiful thing. Could you pray for me? So I could get a job. Like, I want to do better. I want to get off these streets. I don't really need the money. I need the prayer, the upliftment more. So that's a beautiful thing.
And so I asked him, I said, "Oh, sure. So what's your name?" AJ. So pray for AJ to get the job at Dollar Tree. That's what he said he was doing.
Where is AJ from? Oh, it was Fort Worth, Texas, right?
Yes.
AJ from Fort Worth, Texas. Burning up all your problems, all your money blockages in the holy Yagna fire. AJ, Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti Soyam, Jyoti, Jyoti, Jyoti Param. Swaha. You already have your job at Dollar Tree. Live a good life and be happy, AJ.
Excellent. Little did he know he got like a blessing from a guru.
Be the best person you could be and pray it forward. When you get a job at Dollar Tree, help somebody else. Let's help as many people out there as we can.
That's it. Well, guys, I'm going to hit the sack. My eyes need some rest. So
Hey, Paul, we did
Okay. Yeah, thank you for joining us,
Yeah.
Paul.
it was a great Satsang, and I'll watch the rest later.
Okay, we'll upload it on the school. We'll also put this satsang on the free Kriya Yoga School also, so you could watch it back if you missed it or you had to leave early. And
Great.
Paul sends all your friends to the free Kriya Yoga
Yeah.
School. We're helping everybody.
Absolutely. Good night, guys.
Good
All
night.
right, take care.
Thank you.
Namaste, Paul.
I can't see well enough to close out
Okay,
my
I'll remove
screen.
you.
Okay, yeah. Well, maybe we should wrap it up. I have some commitments today also. I think it's been 3 hours.
Okay. I'll just say Anton's last question.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Vedagurudev, I guess you would never play Grand Theft Auto 6 when it gets released in the fall of 2025. But if you do, you will avoid all main missions and be a peaceful NPC.
Yeah, I've never played Grand Theft Auto ever. I mean, I've seen it. Like, I'm from Miami, Florida, so they used to have a Grand Theft Auto in Miami. So I appreciate that. But, I mean, at this point on my spiritual path, like, violence and hurting and shooting doesn't really appeal to me. So, almost like playing video games at this point, it's like sticking my finger in the light socket, like watching mainstream media. I'm
Yeah.
like, I just can't do it. Like, sometimes I want to watch, like, I don't know, like, I'll like, let me try to watch this horror movie, and I'll watch like 5 minutes, and I'll be like, can't do it. I just can't do it. Like, so the things that used to resonate with me no longer serve me. Like, so like violence and horror and this type of stuff, or shooting and death and murder is almost like trash to me right now. So I want no part of it, but that's just where I'm at on my spiritual. Ahimsa, brother. Absolutely. Non-violence. Ahimsa. Yeah. So, yeah, I try to radiate in an ahimsa, and it just doesn't appeal to me no more. But a lot of things don't appeal to me because I kind of tell myself, how does this serve me in the present moment? And it really doesn't. So, who wins the Super Bowl, or what my football team does, or I don't know, who's president really doesn't serve me in the present moment. Like, I try to cultivate and enhance stuff that uplift me in the present moment, and all the distractions, I kind of put them in the trash can and take it out so the trash man can pick it up. So it's if you have that affirmation, it's easy to see, like, how does this serve me in the present moment? And you could really see, as like a detached witness, that what Kim Kardashian does in the present moment, or what she wears to the Grammys, doesn't serve me in the present moment. How does this video game uplift me in the present moment? Not really. Let me find out what uplifts me in the present moment, and that will help you on your spiritual path. But I have to agree with you. It's a war zone out there, Anton. There are a lot of people fighting for your attention and constant attacks on your consciousness. So be strong, my friend, But we have some good introductory courses in our Kriya Yoga School. We have a good Hamsa meditation, which is a very profound meditation in our Kriya Yoga School. I think it's number 7 in the free mini course. So that I'll basically guide you through Hamsa meditation, and complete yogic breath, Purnasuti, number 2. A lot of asanas, serpent pose, cat, cow, tiger, Shavasana. Shavasana is the easy one. You just lie on your back and spread your arms apart and your legs apart, and just relax deeply. If you fall asleep, it's okay, no problem. We have no rules at the Kriya Yoga School too, so just do it however uplifts you the best.
So you, Vedagurudev, you said that you need to get going, or
Yeah, so if we have no other questions, we could wrap it up. So every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have our weekly live satsang. You're welcome to join us on YouTube. Or if you want to learn free Kriya Yoga for free, nothing to lose, go to www.freekriyayoga.com. If you don't know how to use the school platform, there's an introductory video, which is the first video, how to join the free Kriya Yoga School. Basically, you enter in your email, you enter in your password, you answer a few membership questions, and then you upload your profile picture and your bio, and congratulations, you're a member of the free Kriya Yoga School. And once you get in the free Kriya Yoga School, there's another introductory video show you how to use the community, how to like, post, how to level up, what the classrooms are, what to do when you complete a class. So it basically walks you through the whole process. So it's pretty easy, but we want everybody to be the best person they could be, free at the Kriya Yoga School. So we appreciate you joining us. We're uplifting as many people as possible. If you have any problems or need help, email me directly, vedgurudev@gmail.com. Ved with no A. Like I said in the last one, there's some other Vedagurudev who stole my Gmail email.
Yeah, he's probably gotten all these emails for me with timestamps. I'm like, what the heck is this?
He's like, all these people are emailing me about help. I'm just trying to get through my day. So some guy in India somewhere in the Himalayan mountains or wherever, you know. And if you like what we're doing here at the Kriya Yoga School, we have a paid Kriya Yoga School. It's only $25 a month. We have over 100 classes there. Live weekly classes, bi-monthly Yagna fires. Yesterday we had a Yagna fire. So basically our members send in their questions to my email, Vedagurudev, and I burn up all your problems in the holy fire. Which in the free Kriya Yoga School, you see some videos. So basically what I did, Jyoti, 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 Soyam, Jyoti, 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 Param, Swaha. I burn up all your problems in the fire and you watch it burn up. It no longer serves you.
Anton says, no more questions. Thank you. I want to learn Kriya Yoga, but I procrastinate a lot. My thoughts are violently torturous. Thanks.
Well, just go through the classes at your own pace. They're on demand, so there's no rush. You can do one a day, one a week, whatever. As far as your thoughts are violent, just do the practice I told you, Sudi. Detach, let go. I want to be violent right now. This thought does not serve me in the present moment. Detach, let it go. Detach, let it go. You know, like we said, clouds passing by your mountain. Don't get attached to it. Don't try to make sense of it. Let it pass. I'm crazy, Vedagurudev.
So you may help me become non-crazy finally.
Oh, we're going to help you become non-crazy for sure. Just keep going forward. Don't get attached to any kind of narrative. Don't put these labels on yourself. I'm crazy or any of that. You know, if I could do it, you could do it. That's what I tell all our Kriya Yoga School members. Believe me, I was a world famous DJ before I got on the path to Kriya Yoga. I was way more crazier than you. So if I could get on the path, then you definitely can. Because I treated my body like an amusement park. I did all the wrong things. So I was probably way more crazier than you. So if I can get on the spiritual path, you definitely can. So let go of all these doubts and all these projections that you're crazy, and let's get to work. You know, go through the practices. The practices in the free Kriya Yoga School are there every day. You could practice them every day. I'll guide you through each practice. Put whatever practices make you feel the best and uplift you in your pocket and be the best person you could be. And you see Veronica and Brian, they were all like you. You know, they had doubts. Who is this Vedagurudev talking about Kriya Yoga or whatever? They started doing the practices and they have their own testimonials. You could ask them yourself. So, you know, like Kriya Yoga works. It helps people. Just go through the practice and you'll be fine. I believe in you, Anton. You could do it. If I could do it, you definitely could do it. Okay, so I guess that's how we'll end it. And we'll end it on that note. That's how we'll end it. If I could do it, you definitely could do it.
Because I was crazy before. I still am. But
Okay, so yeah, join the free Kriya Yoga School. We're helping everybody out there. We have our weekly Satsang every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we'd love to see your smiling faces at our free Kriya Yoga School. No money needed. We're not going to try to sell you anything. Go at your own pace and be the best person you could be. That is the best payment. So we're not trying to trick anybody. We just want you to be the best person you could be. So with that said, I'll end the 33rd. Okay. Is there another question? Oh, one more.
If I join you and still be crazy, then at least I'll laugh and be crazy and feel good about being crazy and not care.
If you join and you're still crazy, money back guaranteed. I'll do my best to make you non-crazy, money back guaranteed, If you join for free, it costs nothing, so you're guaranteed to get some benefit, So all right. So with that said, thank you for joining us, our 33rd Satsang here at the Kriya Yoga School. And tell a friend, join free Kriya, go to www.freekriyayogaschool.com. I mess up my own website. www.freekriyayoga.com. Tell a friend. We're helping everybody with Kriya Yoga, as many people as possible. No cost needed. No payment needed. Nothing. So, with that said, I'll end the 33rd Satsang here at the Kriya Yoga School. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.